Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The first channel that we're looking at is Henry Nelson, and this is somebody who lets us know right away on their About section that they're no expert by any means, but they do live on a farm. So what they do is they share videos comprising a lot of wildlife and nature through trail cams, but they also have interest in model trains, particularly for the younger members of their extended family, and I think that's really, really cool. If you dig through some of their content, you'll find some of those videos in the past few months. So Henry Nelson as well has got some shorts videos here, and again, more trail cam footage for the most part, lots of outdoor content on this channel, which is great to see. Henry Nelson's been a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter ever since finding us, which has been quite some time now, many months. I'm not sure if it's quite a year, but it is many months. 389 subscribers. We'd love to push them up towards that 400 that we know they must be thinking about. Most of their videos are quite short. I'm going to take this really short one. I'm just going to put that in my catch-up list, and that's just so I can get another piece of content watched and stay up with the channel. One of the things I like to do about putting channels on the screen here, or pardon me, one of the aspects I like about putting channels on the screen here in Tuber Chat is the idea that I get to know the channels over time and then over weeks and months by hanging out in premieres, live streams, watching videos. I get to know the content, and if you want to connect on the outside social networks, I'm always happy to get to know creators there. I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter some of the time as well, and everybody's free to connect anytime they would like. So I've got a few names on the wheel already. Scratch and PPA, one of the most supportive creators that I've met in my 6.5 years on YouTube. He's always in the pole position. Michael's Adventures will send his regards. He's working today and likely won't be able to make it in. Rushing Wind Mountain, Home Bartending with John, along with Chief Broken Brain and P&J's Homestead Adventure are already on the wheel. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, but it's open to everyone. And over a long period of time, I will add some names to our wheel from our chat list. It's always based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. Cake No Eat Meat Day with cherry on top and more is Danforth Avenue Wellness. It's always good to have you here, so thank you. Over a long period of time in your YouTube journey, you're going to build friendships with creators, and different people will bring a smile to your face. Even as we're getting started with the stream, I always have to smile and almost chuckle. Cake No Eat Meat Day with cherry on top and more has been a friend of a very long time, and I know they support much more than is seen, but I always appreciate every moment, of course. Just Jason Keto and more is here. I just added them to the wheel. Fairbrick Studio, Odom's Homestead, Canadian Family Life, MLY Bird Farmer, all here. I thought they were live. Maybe it was earlier. Feathered Friends Homestead. Tamika Davis is an incredible supportive channel. And then let's see who else is in here with us. Alex and Alex. Wandern Kletterstige is in the house. I'm getting better and better at that over time. I still haven't got it perfectly to roll off the tongue. Globies Travel happens to be a member, so I'll put them on the wheel right now. And our dear friend Ghostly Winds, who's responsible for naming that catch-up playlist that I use to keep caught up with creators. They're from Australia. They're in the chat. KK's Trouble and Educational Vlogs is here. Lisa J. Stocks is putting out tons of informative content. Odom's Homestead is a longtime friend, and the Gambler After Dark is here as well. They'll be live in a little while. Now, hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody is still active in the chat, we should get around to everyone. And Marketplace Boutique is just sneaking in the door right now. I will get them onto the wheel. They're going to help us with an additional stream of income if we would like. And I'll spin the wheel. We'll see who's coming up first. Henry Nelson, again, is bringing us trail cam footage more than anything else. A love of model trains that he shares with his family. And then as well, a few shorts videos on the channel and working towards that 400 subscribers. Kristen Marie Vlogs, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. I know we had a brand new channel in the chat long before we started. I wonder if they're still here. But for anybody that is brand new, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here, and everybody will be willing to connect. So please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members in the channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Mississauga, I didn't realize that. I thought you were downtown Toronto, actually, because Danforth Avenue Wellness makes me think you might be down in Greektown. And Kim Nandy, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. I was born, raised, and grew up in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I actually live in Niagara Falls now, but I split my time between the cities. I kind of run back and forth whenever is necessary. Ron's Keto Cafe's in the house. They're also a member. I'm going to put them on the wheel. When you hear us talk about Ruby in the chat, most often we're referencing Rushing Wind Mountain, and this is a longtime friend who actually came in with an influx of channels, I believe a couple of years ago already. I actually lose track of how long some of these friendships have gone on, because they literally last not just weeks and months but years. Rushing Wind Mountain is somebody who comes to us from the Pacific Northwest. They came in with an influx of homesteading channels. They bring us a lot of outdoor content, but what they bring us is more wildlife and nature, much in tune with what we saw from Henry Nelson in a bit of a different way. Lots of pleasing visuals, lots of pleasing audio to go along with it. You can see this latest ASMR video is something that they've got out, and you get an idea of some of the beautiful views they're bringing us when we go over the videos. There's also wildlife, and if you go through some of the shorts, you're going to find some humorous moments as well, and some of these have done really well. 5,900, 6,000, one over 9,400, which is great. And then live streams on the channel are something that they've started with, so we're hoping they're going to continue. We've got notification bells on for every creator, and that's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other, making sure we catch each other as often as we can. And then Danforth Avenue Wellness. Maybe one day I should come and knock on the door over there then. They've been a friend a long time, but they always bring a smile to my face when they say hello in the chat. I know they run the stream in the background often as well, and I always appreciate every moment everybody can spend. I know not everybody can be here every time we stream or for hours at a time, especially because I mix up the days and times. But I do appreciate every moment, as most creators, or we'd like to think all creators do, even if you're just coming by to say hello quickly, give a thumbs up, or run the stream in the background like a lot of our friends do. Our dear friend Jaden might be watching. He's usually in our music channel as well. For those of you who haven't seen it, all the same music that you hear in the background of Superchat is available as copyright-free music that you can use in your videos and live streams. We have a separate channel where there's a virtual 24-hour live stream going with a virtual nightclub, a video game going on. There's link drops over there, and people trickle in and out all the time. And all of the copyright-free music is also published on all major music platforms. So you'll find it on Spotify, Deezer, Amazon Music, iTunes, YouTube Music, and everywhere else. Sean the Great Gamer is a longtime friend. Good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. And hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everyone. And when we look at Home Bartending with John, we see a creator who's actually a one-of-a-kind channel in the Tuber Chat family. We've got another friend that's making some mixed drinks, but what Home Bartending with John is going to do is teach us how to make some of the world's most popular cocktails from the comfort of our own home. You don't have to have a home bar set up quite as elaborate as what John's got here, but he shows us what it takes to keep a bar like this replenished, the tools we're going to need behind the bar to make some of our favorite cocktails. He does collections like low-calorie cocktails or non-alcoholic mocktails as well, and he takes requests on his channel. He's already done at least a couple for me, for which I'm grateful. He does a ton of product reviews on the channel as well, which I think is also great because he gives us a chance to see different types of things and give us an opinion on flavor or taste or other ideas, so that we can get an idea as to whether we might like something before we go and spend money and try it and find out for ourselves. So hopefully everybody will connect with Home Bartending with John. He's a silver member, which means we get to see his channel every single day and the slides that run at the beginning, middle, and end of every live stream, whether or not he's here, even though he's here every single day, or as often as he can. Woodbine Beach, yes, absolutely. I think I've only ever been there once in my life. There's Toronto is a water-based city. Much like Boston or Chicago or many others. So it's built in a bit of a horseshoe, of course, but we don't have any beach area. They have what I believe is a man-made beach, and I think they've got something out on the very east side. But I think the one that we're talking about, Woodbine Beach, there is something I've been to only once ever in my life that I can remember, if you can imagine, and I promise you I'm as old as everybody thinks, maybe even older. And then Wheat and Shaw, good to see you in the house. And then, yeah, I'd love it if we could get Scratch and PPA out for a collaboration of any kind any day. It's a long time hope, and number one on the bucket list. The Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, good to see you in the house. That's Susan. She'll be live tomorrow morning. I believe it's at 11 Eastern. And not tomorrow, but next week, I expect to join her. I really enjoy my time in her live streams, the conversation, the community, and she mentioned it last week, and I've been trying to free up a little bit of time and get some opportunity to be doing some more panels and things like that. So I hope to have exciting things coming here on the Tuber Chat channel, a little bit different from what we've been doing, as well as what we always do in the coming months. But as well, I hope to be out doing some more panels so that we can share more information with more creators as well. Tina Bailey, good to see you in the house. Home Bartending with John is going to give us variations on some of the recipes that I talked about. So when he gives you a recipe for a popular cocktail, he might also give you a variation based on pop culture or, TV, movies, music. And there's always lots of discrepancies around the world or in different areas about how specific drinks are made. He'll give us 2 or 3 ideas. And then, fireworks are actually a good idea. And of course, if you ever come down to Niagara Falls, where I usually spend a lot of time, I was lucky to get out for a live stream this week, finally, after a long period of time. Home Bartending with John. Let's have a look at the shorts here, because some of these have done well. These have gotten into 2,100, 7,500 views on one of these, which is great. And then live streams are something they've done in the past, but Home Bartending with John is an incredibly supportive creator, so we'll keep our notification bell on like we do for every channel, and that'll give us the best chance of catching him if he does another live stream. Creative Beauty Butterfly, not sure if I said hello, but it's good to have you here. We'll spin the wheel, we'll get another channel ready, and a lot of creators are talking about swapping playlists there, so if anybody in the house wants to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Oh, Mark the Shark says John has a hat hanging on the bar. Mark the Shark, it was the first thing I put on my new desk in my new office, and I had planned for that a long time ago. Mark the Shark actually has sent me over two hats, but I really appreciate them. They're gorgeous. They're embroidered, and he did a really fantastic job planning that. But thank you for that. Mark the Shark's actually been a longtime dear friend. He's a mod on our music channel as well. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I see Don Ray B is sneaking in the door right now. We'll get them onto the wheel. We're going to talk about Marketplace Boutique, and you heard me say that this creator is going to help us with a stream of income, but it could be more than one, actually. They've been involved in e-commerce since 1998, and this creator was looking for a career change. They were working in law, and they wanted to spend a little more time at home. Lately, what they've been showing us more than anything else are the ideas of how to buy and sell on eBay and places like that. There's lots of platforms like this now. They talk about shipping, they talk about packaging, and they talk about the magic that makes it all work, which happens to be the idea of finding the right things to buy, hopefully sell at a profit while giving somebody else a good deal. One of the things I found most compelling lately was a video that Marketplace Boutique did where they were showing us how they can buy a collection of different things and then split them up and sell them separately. And that's what makes a lot of that work. Gaming with Debbie, good to see you here. I caught them for the first time ever on a live stream this morning. They were playing an interesting game with a lot of popular music. I think they had Sia going on. Sia was somebody who was a writer for a lot of creators before she started doing her own thing. Most of us know the song Titanium. It's on, in every dentist and doctor office and grocery store and, anywhere where there's a radio anymore. Oh, Butler Family Farm is in the house. I felt terrible because I was so excited to see what they had done on their Sunday live stream that I ended up missing Monday, and I was upset about that. But I am just kind of amazed. I was going to leave a comment today. I've decided not to be a smart aleck about it, but I wanted to say, is there anything Jerry can't do? Because if you follow Butler Family Farm, you see 116 acres of farmland, and he's always doing all kinds of different things. Jerry and Susan both take us around their property and show us all the different aspects of looking after a property that size. Pardon me. So Marketplace Boutique is an incredibly supportive creator, so much so that actually I was taken away with this creator because as soon as they came into the Tuber Chat family, I have found them supporting creators that I didn't even imagine they would be connected to while I'm bouncing around in between premieres and live streams. They seem to be everywhere all the time. 696 subscribers. We'd love to help them hit that 700, and they've got some shorts on the channel as well. Some of these have done really well. They've got a brand new breakout short. The reason why I know that is because we just saw this channel a couple days ago. They had shorts at 4,000, 8,000, and 12,000. Now they've got one here at 17,000 views, and I have a feeling that one's probably still going, which is great to see. So Marketplace Boutique is obviously a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. They happen to be a member. I had put them on the wheel as soon as they got here, of course. We'll spin. We'll get another channel ready to go. Again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. I see Backyard Trucker is there. Let's look at Gaming with Debbie, and I'll show you the live stream I was talking about. She's playing an interesting game that I have to assume was virtual reality. We'll get to the channel, and let me see what they were doing just a couple of hours ago here. I'm not going to watch the video. I never watch videos while we're streaming. But this, where you have these lightsabers, I'm not sure if that's like an Xbox or PlayStation game. I was kind of I was in the chat, but I was lurking and working like I always am. But this is really cool. It reminds me of a couple different things. It reminds me of something like Guitar Hero, where you're trying to, strum the guitar or hit the buttons at the time the notes are coming down the pike. Here, she's doing more like a Fruit Ninja, where you're kind of slicing everything apart with the lightsabers there while popular music's playing, which is really, really cool. But she had a few people in there engaging with the chat as well, which was great to see, and I'm happy to have caught Gaming with Debbie for the first time today in a live stream. They're brand new in the Tuber Chat family, just having been here, I think 3 or 4 times now. So hopefully everybody will connect with them. Let's have a look at what else they've got here. It's a channel I'm obviously still getting to know. So this is what it's called, Beat Saber, I guess, right? And this is the first time I think I've ever seen this game. So I'm going to put that into my catch-up list. It looks like they've got a virtual reality headset here. Yeah, here we go. Experience thrilling gameplay in the world of VR and PC gaming. So that's really cool. I look forward to seeing more of that. I haven't experimented with anything VR yet, which I think is a little bit odd for somebody like me who's enthralled with tech and everything like that. Not to mention I love games as much as anybody. 2,900, 3,800, 4,000 views on some of these shorts, which is great to see. And then live streams are lined up, actually. They've got one coming tomorrow, and they've got one again in a few days, which is great to see. Tomorrow's a different game. So I'll look forward to that. They're working on 1,200 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther. Butler Family Farm saying hello to everybody. They're on a phone. We all know how hard it is to tag everybody when we're on a little device like that. Our phones are much more difficult than a computer or possibly a tablet. Mr. Bones, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Another longtime friend. And there you go. Yes, Beat Saber. And then look, Butler Family Farm's going to come up right now. So we'll see what they've got going on. Like I said, this is 116 acres of farming and otherwise homesteading goodness. There's a lot to talk about with this channel, so I'll get to it in a second. Again, if anybody wants to swap playlists, go ahead. As well, if anybody hasn't already given a thumbs up for this live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Ron's Keto Cafe's got a new video dropping soon, so we know that right after Tuber Chat, there's going to be brand new content on that channel. Life in the Piedmont Homestead, good to see you here. Roadkill Gaming Jory happens to be a member. I'll put them with Backyard Trucker on the wheel. And Ghostly Winds always has well wishes for everybody in the chat. That's somebody who's been an over-the-top, generous, loyal, dedicated supporter and dear friend. Somebody who cares very much about the YouTube community and those of us in the Tuber Chat family. Again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And working on the farm on your birthday. Is it not your birthday today, Butler Family Farm? Or did I miss anything else that you might have said? Is it your birthday today, Jerry, or is it coming up? And forgive me for not remembering. I feel like I should know that because it might have passed before. Pam's Cozy Crochet Nook, good to see you here. And I'll get them onto the wheel because they happen to be a member. We're going to talk about Butler Family Farm in a second here. We're actually moving faster through channels than we usually do today, which is great to see. Oh, it is today, Butler Family Farm. My goodness, it's your birthday today. Are you going to get a chance to be on later by any chance? I was on the channel yesterday. I don't think I saw anything. And if you did a specific birthday stream yesterday, forgive me for missing that. That much more. It is word up, Mr. Bones. You know, I'll get into story time because I haven't done it yet today. Mr. Bones, so a lot of people here in the Tuber Chat family who's been with us for a long time know that I used to be a DJ for a long period of time, about 25 years. And I haven't done much of it lately, but once in a while I'll do a favor. And for the last 2 summers, there's a festival that happens in a town at a bar I used to play with for play at for like 14 years. So they brought me back kind of more for old time's sake than anything else. But I did a couple of nights there, and I managed to play the song Word Up in a set just for that purpose, for the Stock Explorer. And I did a couple of requests for people in the chat while we were outdoors. There's a Stock Explorer right there. I just wanted to be able to have done that at some point. But Word Up, that's the reason why I use that as my greeting in everybody's channel. It's just an inside thing. I figure nobody else is going to use it, or at least at the time. And just because I happen to be a DJ, and it's one of my favorite songs from the 80s. It was something that was I was excited about when I was a much younger lad. Right when I was getting into music before I had actually become a DJ. And then, yeah, I should do something like that, Mr. Bones. You're absolutely right. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. The Stock Explorer is a member and a moderator, so I've got them on the wheel. And Butler Family Farm. Stock Explorer is making me laugh. Butler Family Farm has got over 3,600 subscribers, so I hope everybody will wish Jerry a happy birthday. Forgive me for not knowing. And they're working away on the farm. There's always lots to do there, so I wouldn't expect anybody to be able to take much time away without a plan. So Butler Family Farm was doing some interesting things the other day. And thank you, Don Ray B, for that highlighted milestone message, by the way. She actually took over our stream boss position. That's the video game life meter under my camera there. Every membership, super chat, and highlighted milestone message knocks a little bit of life off of that stream boss. The last person to knock it out, take over, get some extra exposure, as we can see. Melman907, good to see you in the house, but for what I believe is the first time, and for anybody that's brand new, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of different, we have a lot of dynamic creators in the house. Everybody here will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one, and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Yes, paying extra for ads even with YouTube Premium, pardon me, feels expensive or excessive. Yes, so I happen to have Premium and have for a long time, but that was just more for the idea of being a team player than anything else, or at least looking that way when we're looking at channels here. But for me, that's what allows me the speed. It can be very expensive if you're not spending enough time on YouTube. You really have to think about that, because it's kind of no joke the amount they're charging now. But for me, it means speed, right? So when I'm watching 4 streams at a time, or bouncing in between premieres and everything else, there's no ads, but everybody's guaranteed that little sliver of money, which we hope would replace what otherwise would have been there for ads. Doof Paranormal, Karin from Australia is here. Thank you for coming in. Oh, wow. Butler Family Farm. I wondered what that brush hog thing was. I think I saw a thumbnail, if I'm not mistaken, earlier today, or just before I was setting up for Superchat, if I'm right about that. But driving a tractor is cool. Some of you know I do some outdoor work as well, at least when the weather is good. I expect to do some more this year, but one of the things I do is I drive what they call a skid steer loader. So it looks like a very small bulldozer. It's not quite the same thing, but it's so fun, right? You feel like you're in a little TIE fighter there, and you use the handles to drive the thing around. I get to speed all over the place, and it's not the worst job in the world to have if you have to do some work, right? But it sure is a lot of fun, in my opinion, and I think especially when we have young people growing up, they would be excited. As a matter of fact, I was saying to somebody the other day, it's nice to have things you can fall back on, right? So if you needed work or something like that, you got a little bit of experience with stuff, you can go and drive different kinds of loaders and trucks, no matter the size. If you can drive one, you can get the hang of most of them. In around the areas that I end up working, in a lot of the sand and gravel, if we want to call them that, yards, they've got girls driving the loaders as much as guys, or more, as a matter of fact. So everybody, in my opinion, can do it. If you're able to do anything like that, if you can drive a car, you can certainly drive a loader, and you don't need a license for that, not around here. Dawn Ray B, thank you so much for 5 gifted memberships. She's done that kind of thing countless times before. It's an incredibly generous thing to have done. Far over the top, unnecessary, very much appreciated, of course, but I know that our recipients will be happy to have those. Canadian Family Life, Lisa J. Stocks, as well as, pardon me while I lose my place here, Ghostly Winds, Fairbrick Studio, and Creative Beauty Butterfly. So for any of those creators that are still in the chat, I'll add them to the wheel right away. And yes, hopefully I haven't missed anybody. And Backyard Trucker and Marketplace Boutique, yes, have quite a connection, which is great to see. Forgive me for not knowing. I'm not going to speculate or guess when it comes to those kinds of things, of course, right? I'd rather not be mistaken. But I'm always happy to see creators, supporting each other, especially, in and out of YouTube, if that makes sense. Yeah, Don Ray B, I knew it would happen. I was thinking to myself, I looked at the clock 10 minutes ago, and I was like, wow, we're really moving fast today. And I figured we can afford a little bit of story time. But Mr. Bones inspired it. There you go. Yes, Butler Family Farm. I honestly think one of the things that I truly wish, I hope that maybe if I'm lucky this year, I'll be able to get away in small spurts and be able to get over to see some of my American friends, especially because I'm so close to the border. I have trouble getting away right now, and I've got a million excuses like everybody does. But hopefully over a long period of time, I mean, we've all got friendships here that are growing, that are likely going to flourish into, years beyond now. One of the things I'd love to do is get over to Butler Family Farm. And I would be more than happy to see what is done because I'm a big city boy. So for me to get out to a farm and do some of the things that have to be done there, I have no experience. It would be pure learning. And from a friend would make it that much more meaningful. So hopefully one of these days. Pest Hunter Outdoors, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in for the first time. For anybody that's brand new again, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody's willing to connect. Please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat. And if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Dawn Ray B is going to be the next channel that we're going to look at after a break because they gifted those memberships, and we treat that kind of like super chats these days, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel shortly, but we've only been on half an hour. We've still got a long way to go, well over 2 hours. I've got Ghostly Winds, Creative Butterfly on the wheel. Pardon me, Creative Beauty Butterfly, I meant to say. And then Backyard Truckers just asking if anybody's done any real-world meetups. I haven't done nearly as many as I'd like to, but I have had... I'm lucky because I live in a tourist town. I happen to be in Niagara Falls, Canada. It's known as the honeymoon capital of the world, so people are visiting all the time. And it's not too far out of the way if somebody was going to visit Toronto to hop an hour and a half down the highway and get to Niagara Falls. So I've been able to meet up with a few creators. And Ghostly Winds in the middle of a move, but hopefully we'll have some new content shortly. Kim Nandy, thank you so much for a super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. Their first one on a live stream, so that much more special, and I really do appreciate you doing that here. For that reason, we're going to put Kim Nandy's channel up right after Dawn Ray B when we get back from our break. Fairbrick Studio is going to get added to the wheel right now. And hopefully I'll be able to stay on top of that. Living Large with L Crew is in the house. And thank you, Pam's Cozy Crochet Nook. Yes, 80 away from 500, which is an exciting milestone. So hopefully we can push you a little bit closer there. M&T Living and Cooking in the house. And Oodles and Caboodles of Crafts. It's good to see you both. Thank you for being here. And then there you go. Yes, Just Jason Keto and More gets together with 300 people from the Keto YouTube family once a year. They went to Ketopalooza last year. I believe they said they've already booked their tickets for this year. I'm not sure when that happens. I have a feeling it's many months from now. I haven't looked it up. But Just Jason Keto and More will keep us surprised and bring us some informative content from there as well. So Butler Family Farm, like I said, 116 acres of farming goodness on their channel. They should have bees coming around anytime now. They've got cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, chickens, and a couple of cats and dogs. They give us a chance to hang out with the family. They show us all that is involved in looking after 116 acres of farming property. That's Susan there. So Jerry and Susan together share the camera work. They share a lot of the lessons that we learned here. Sometimes Jerry's in the studio making just things I am kind of amazed about. It's not unusual to see somebody making a bowl, whether it's something that's practical and utilitarian or whether it's something that's decorative. But the other day I saw him making pens, and I hadn't seen that before. Look, here's another thing, crochet hook set. I'm not sure what that is there, but they're doing all kinds of stuff over there. So mostly outdoor content, but Jerry and Susan bring us into their home as well, often for live streams. When we look at the few latest ones, we get a chance to get to know them in a conversation style like this. They keep up with the chat. It's kind of like can be a Q&A. They've done a lot of StreamYard panels where they give us an opportunity to meet other creators And they, like Just Jason, Keto, and more, have headed out many times, 100 miles away, hundreds of miles away, to get to some meetups like the Ozarks and the Mid-America meetup from last year that had 80 channels of creators and supporters. When we look at the shorts on the channel, we're going to see that some of these have really started to move. 10,000 views on a few of them, and then 25,000, and that one might still be going. I just want to double check, make sure I've got that garden tour video in my catch-up list so I can have a look at how that's coming along, and we'll see if we can push Butler Family Farm towards the 3,700 subscribers that they're thinking of. Bose Pixel is a long time friend. I think they've been with us for about 3 years. They're very active. Bose Pixel, I don't know what it is, but I get like your posts come up, I believe, on Instagram for me almost first, almost every day, actually. But they do a great job, and they always have. And then thank you, Kim Nandy, again for that. We're going to look at your channel soon. We'll go on break right now for about 3.5 minutes. We'll come back and start firing through channels again. AceFlaw1 says their dentist appointment went well, which is great to hear. I know it sounds ridiculous when I say it, and I do it for a reason, but I love going to the dentist. You know, I probably used to hate it as much as everybody does, but I have really been happy with the dentist that I've had. They've had to do a lot more work than I would have ever wished, but I do much better job of looking after my teeth and making sure they don't have to do any more work. I actually go 3 times a year as a minimum now. But I've had the drills and the needles and all the different horrible things you have to have. So now the idea is trying to make sure that that doesn't happen. So before we go on break, I hope everybody one more time will give Butler Family Farm a happy birthday. That's Jerry. It's Jerry and Susan together on the channel, but Jerry's birthday today. They're working on the farm right now and got some family together. So I hope everybody will wish them that happy birthday. We'll come back in 3.5 minutes. Grow Big TV is here. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. And as long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up, or at mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And Kim Nandy just got back from the dentist as well. So yes, hopefully everybody likes the dentist more than I fear they might not. But we'll come back in 3.5 minutes, and then we're going to look at Don Ray B. All right, we're back, and we're going to look at a creator's channel who wants to inspire us before we even get into the content. The idea here is Don Ray B says each new day is an opportunity to make your dreams come true, and what they're talking about is instilling in us the idea that we could chase our dreams and likely make them happen as they have done. They aspired to live a homesteading lifestyle, which they do, and they share that journey with us. So you can read about that on their About section of their channel. Don Ray B, I didn't realize... Is this you? So I see the title of this video. I'm just curious. It says, thank you, crochet tutorial channels, and reminders for yourself. It makes me think that you have learned from YouTube to crochet, and this is you creating what looks like beautiful ideas. One of the things that I believe in most, I want to say this the right way, but in most forms of art, if we want to put it that way, it's very difficult to hit a home run on your first try, right? I used to be involved in music, and the idea is your first 10 productions are not like your latest 10 productions. That's probably the safest way for me to say that. But this looks beautiful, so I'm not sure if I understand. 2 crochet projects, that's wonderful. To be able to do something so well and beautifully done on a first or second try. That's great. I'm looking forward to seeing the video. So I've got that in my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep talking about to keep up with creators. Playlist can be a great tool for that. And then Don Ray B brings us indoors, outdoors as well. They not only do some product reviews, but they actually end up using the products in a few of their videos as well. They share that with us also. And this creator's got some shorts on the channel. These have done really well, getting into a couple thousand views, and a couple of them now, one over 2,500 and one over 3,400 views, and a couple of live streams. So hopefully those will continue. But we've got the notification bell on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we possibly can for each other. The Adventures of Kenny and Debbie doesn't go live all the time, but I was lucky to catch them this morning, so I was happy for that. Natalie Nicole's ASMR has been a friend of about 3 years, if I remember right. It's a long time, so thank you for coming back in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat, and... I keep mentioning playlists. If anybody in the house would like to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you. If you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And yes, Don Ray B. I know, I think of that without flinching or saying anything about it when I say it all the time. Well, this person's got this in their shorts, and and we can imagine the different things people might think. Kim Nandy is here and dropped a super chat earlier, so we're looking at their channel right away. Thank you again, by the way, Don Ray B., our stream boss right now for those 5 gifted memberships. I believe I've got all those creators on the wheel. And Kim Nandy dropped a super chat, so we always put those channels up on the screen right away, and I'll get back to spinning the wheel in another moment. Now, Kim Nandy has 834 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them towards the 900 we know they're thinking about. I can see I'm behind with the channel. I'm just going to grab the latest video from yesterday. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list, and that will give me a chance to catch up with this creator. They bring us cooking, beauty, fashion, fitness, as well as lifestyle content. And then they've got some shorts here as well. And they have gotten into 2,500, 2,900 views, 3,300 views. One of them over 17,000, which is great to see. And hopefully we'll see some more. And then live streams on the channel as well. They were just live today, yesterday, the day before that. So they seem to be live regularly. Hopefully we'll catch them soon. And, oh, pardon me, I didn't realize we're not already subscribed. Pardon me, I don't know what is wrong with my vision, even with my glasses on right now. Usually I don't subscribe or watch videos while I live stream. That must be the first time we've got this channel up on the screen. So pardon me for butchering the introduction here. But I'll look forward to getting to know your channel. I've subscribed. I'm going to make sure the notification bell is on. But that's okay, because I'm going to make sure that I get your video run within the next 24 hours anyway. Probably right after the stream tonight I'll do it, as a matter of fact. I always put videos from creators that are brand new in Tuber Chat into a watch later playlist, which is a playlist we all have. It's actually private, but something that can be utilized. I know a lot of creators use it here. Lawn Lifters, good to see you in the house. Coastal Water is coming up. We'll see what they've got going on. And Cali King 916 is going to be put onto the wheel as well. They're both members. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And then, yeah, Kim Nandy, sorry, I feel like I've known the channel for a long time. I think we've run into each other several times before, but this just might be your first time on the screen here in Tuber Chat. So thank you for that, and thank you for the Super Chat. And they just achieved their watch hours as of Sunday, which is great to see. I usually find that it's very quick now, from the time you catch the watch hours to the time you're approved and actually monetized and can start drawing in a little bit when it comes to fan funding and things. That's improved over the years, actually. So hopefully that's the case for you as well. They've already got memberships set up, which is fantastic. So let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. Again, playlists, if anybody wants to swap those, just please say so in the chat. And if you haven't already given a thumbs up for this live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. I forgot to add a couple of sections onto the wheel when we went on our first break there. I'm going to do it right now. I always add 2 sections to the wheel. One of them says add a name, and that is so that I can hurry up and add a name from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation earlier than I otherwise might have. And then I'm going to add another section called clear the wheel. When that comes up, I will wipe all of the names off of the wheel and reload with any of the members we haven't seen. And what that does is speed things up so that we can get to more channels from our chat list quicker than we otherwise might have. Our Georgia Suburban Homestead is in the house. Good to see you in the house. And then She Devil Adventures. Good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. Yeah. Our Georgia Suburban Homestead. And then we're looking at Fairbrick Studio. This is a creator who's almost first in the door, almost every day. They're very early, frequently. Oh, forgive me, I've mixed up our my account there, by the way. Let me get back to the Tuber Chat account. That was the copyright-free music channel. I didn't actually mean to do that when I said hello to our Georgia Suburban Homestead. But what we'll do after Tuber Chat in another 2 hours is go over there and raid anyway. There's a live stream already running, and it's a lot of fun over there. There's a virtual nightclub, a video game going, and everybody can participate in the chat. I'll show you what I do. So I've got 2 monitors, as you can see. So the farther I'm looking over here, I'm looking into another monitor here. But what I have is another window, and part of me, Fairbrick Studio, we'll talk about your content in a second. And then I've got another tab just so I can go back and forth. You see Scratch and Pete PA is almost constantly checking out the music channel and keeping things under control over there, for which I will be eternally grateful. But because I keep that on the same browser, it's most important that I'm on the Tuber Chat account when I'm here doing the channels, of course. Most of you know I've got several channels that I either run or experiment with, and I've got a few, including a personal channel as well. So, Scraptastic Crochet, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Oh dear, our Georgia Suburban Homestead had a festival market. Yeah, it's tough when we're doing sales. I don't know what the reasoning would be for that. We've got a lot to learn about what you're doing. But the Yeah, well, it doesn't always. This is just a note for everybody in the chat, right? Especially if you're thinking about getting monetized on YouTube or making streams of income. I've been on social media from the beginning, right? Not necessarily saying I'm an expert or anything like that. I'm just saying I've been there. And it is easier than ever to start making money online. And it is absolutely true, whether you're online or not, that it does not absolutely take money to make money. There are ways, and someday I'll get into a really long story about how you can pull a maneuver off to be able to partner with somebody. If you are talented and willing to work, then you can possibly make a partnership where somebody else will put in the money. You can do most of the work, or the better part of it, and still be able to profit. And I have done just that with great success, which is something I love the idea of sharing. So also, when we talk about the idea of going out, though, if you're going to buy things and sell them, or make things and sell them, then that more often than not can cost money. So therefore, a lot of people will say, like, it takes money to make money, but it's just becoming less true as time goes on. But luckily, we have lots of friends who are doing these kinds of things with many different types of streams of income that are willing to share their experiences with us. So our Georgia Suburban Homestead, thank you for that gifted membership. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated, of course. They've done that kind of thing countless times before. For that reason, we'll look at their channel next. And if the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch is still in the chat right now, I'll put them on the wheel right away. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, and I'm going to start going through channels a little bit faster now so that we can get through as many as possible in the next couple of hours. Don Arnold, good to see you here. Again, we're looking at Fabric Studio. Now, this is a channel that started with Lego stop motion videos, but has really expanded the content on their channel. One of the things they're doing regularly are channel shout out videos. And we see a lot of familiar faces when we roll over these. I've seen a few of them. They also do a lot of video gameplay. So they were playing this Lego Tower game, which is a Lego version of a tower game that I've played before for many years, actually. And I started playing again when I saw this on their channel. They've sent over quite a bit of help for me. And then they play this other game now. What is it called? All in Whole. So this is an interesting game, but they mix things up on their channel. And then Battle Cats is something we know and love. Actually, Lori's Tech Time started a whole channel just for Battle Cats because she's found success with that. Fairbrick Studios got some shorts that have done well, 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, and one at 15,000, which is great to see. And then live streams might be an idea for the future, but Fairbrick Studios here with us just about every single day. Super Rainbow Queen, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. And then if I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up, or at mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open, hopefully catch it the next time around. And then, yes, Chocolate Drop. Most creators have been friends for quite some time, even before those memberships started. But 8 months of membership, I certainly do appreciate that extra generosity. Chocolate Drop has been a dear friend for a long time, somebody who's always smiling and laughing. One of the things I find most heartwarming on YouTube is not even my own friendships with creators, but when I see friendships that are flourishing with others, you can always see that in the inside jokes that start to develop between creators, and it always makes me smile, often makes me laugh and things like that. But Chocolate Drop is a dear friend to me in that way. We have a thing, and I appreciate it always. Karin's Life, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. She's been doing a lot of live streams. I've been missing them all. But Karin's Life is another friend of well over 3.5 years now, a member and a moderator. So I'm going to get her on the wheel. Yuri and Jazz, good to see you in the house. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Forgive me if I'm mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's good to see you here. And for anybody that's brand new right now, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody's willing to connect. Please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one. And follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. And so let's go to break for 3.5 minutes, and then we will come back with our Georgia Suburban Homestead. All right, we are just about back. We're going to talk about our Georgia Suburban Homestead. And I noticed Canadian Family Life is talking about making their first chaffle. So if I remember the story correctly, they ended up winning a chaffle maker from Just Jason Keto and More in a giveaway. He's actually got another special stream coming up next week. So we're going to miss one day. We're usually on every other day. We're going to miss one day next week, but we're going to be on again Tuesday, Thursday, same as this week. Just Jason Keto and More is always on Thursday. Jesse Miller Unboxings and More has a special pre-birthday stream, that day. And then Tuber Chat will run, and then we will go and see Just Jason Keto and more for a 2,000 subscriber celebration. Pumpkins in Wonderland, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. I think this is their second time here. Forgive me if I'm mistaken about that. And Life in the Piedmont Homestead, thank you so much for the membership. What that means is that you will be added onto the wheel as soon as I see you in the chat every day that you're here. I've got you on the wheel now. And we always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat right now. And what we're looking at is our Georgia Suburban Homestead. Now, this creator started a second channel. We'll talk about that in another moment. But one of the things I think I've been forgetting to mention lately is they've got one of my favorite ideas in their About section. They've added, see, when I write anything, it sounds like it came out of a textbook, in my opinion. So I like when people can put fun and personality into their writing of any kind, even if it comes down to something like your About page on your channel. So our Georgia Suburban Homestead says, join us as we grow our own food in a residential neighborhood. Yes, you can. And then they say, growing your own food is a great form of civil disobedience. And yes, it absolutely is. Take control of your diet. You can likely save some money along the way as well. And they'll help us with that. So we'll talk more about our Georgia Suburban Homestead and their content in a second. M&T Living and Cooking, thank you for that membership again. They've been a member before. I'm going to put that on the... I'm going to put them on the wheel right now. Again, we always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And then Pest Hunter Outdoors, thank you so much. Hopefully we'll catch you again soon. I'll be looking forward to seeing your greenhouse. I'm always interested to see things that I cannot do or have not done. And I haven't looked after any kind of a greenhouse or anything like that. The Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, thank you for a super chat. I really do appreciate that. And that's Susan. We talked about her channel before. I think she picked up a gifted membership today. And we'll look at her channel next. We always put gifted memberships, or membership gifters and super chatters onto the screen right away in order, although those things are absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated always. But the wheel and the screen, of course, are open to everybody. It takes a long time these days. It can be an hour and a half to 2 hours, sometimes longer. But I will add some names to our wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. So, our Georgia Suburban Homestead has got a few new videos, actually, just in the last few days. I'm going to put the latest one up. They just put this video out. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That's a seed haul. And you can see there's a mix of indoor and mostly outdoor content on this channel. They come to us from the homesteading community, which has a lot of creators with a similar overwhelming sense of generosity, wanting to share knowledge and resources with each other. We had an influx of homesteading channels start coming into Tuber Chat about 2 years ago, and it continues to grow. Our Georgia Suburban Homestead's got some shorts here that have gotten into 5,000, 5,800, one over 10,000 views, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel. They've got one coming up on Thursday. So that'll be right after Just Jason Keto and more. I think that's actually a schedule, and forgive me if I'm mistaken, but I think they do that regularly. But we've got, or yes, Jason will be on Thursday, and then he's on at 7:30, so shortly after our Georgia Suburban Homestead will be on as well, and hopefully I'll be able to catch that as well. And then I Died NDE, which the NDE stands for Near-Death Experience, is a second channel from the same creator behind our Georgia Suburban Homestead. They're sharing their own stories regarding near-death experiences, but they're also looking for other creators or supporters of any kind to share their stories as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with them. And we see that they've got one shorts video over here so far. They have started streaming, and they got a few videos already. So 54 subscribers, halfway on the road to the first 100. We'd love to push them a little bit farther, and thank you again for that gifted membership. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Like I said, they've done that countless times before. The Hillbilly Chicken Ranch actually took over our stream boss position. That was pretty quick. And Like I said earlier, every Super Chat and membership knocks a little bit of life off of the stream boss. The last person to knock them out and take over gets some extra exposure. And for that reason, we see the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch in the video game life meter under my camera there. Pardon me, I almost made a mistake. I spun the wheel. Ron's Keto Cafe is coming up next, but the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch dropped that super chat, so we'll look at their channel right away, and then I'll get back to spinning the wheel afterwards. I Am Betty J. Gathers is here. She's a longtime friend and one of our longest standing members, as you can see from the color of her membership badge. And we'll get her onto the wheel. Thank you, Chocolate Drop. They're just working in the background. Thank you, Don Ray B. Again, Don Ray B is an overwhelmingly generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And let's look at the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch right now. So that's Susan right there. Now she does a series of live streams. She comes to us from the homesteading community of channels. I've hung out with her many times, both in live streams, premieres, and watched my share of videos. This creator brings us indoors more often than anything else, a little bit of outdoor content on the channel, but she really shares some aspects of life. Like, for instance, the most recent that I remember, Pete was there for this too, and I've mentioned it many times, is her Christmas tree, decorating it and talking about the meaning behind every single decoration that goes on the tree. And I found it to be almost nostalgic, bringing back memories of my own family, knowing that we had these decorations on the tree that as a young boy I might have thought, like, this is mismatched. Why do these things look the way they do? But then there's a story behind each one. You know, somebody made this one and somebody found that one at a special place and some person gave this to another person and that kind of thing. The Hillbilly Chicken Ranch shows us that kind of thing. She gives us a look into her life. She also gives us a platform to talk about some newsworthy events every Wednesday on her live streams. I'm hoping to join her next week, not tomorrow but next week, but I always enjoy my time in her live streams. I hope to be there tomorrow morning, at least in the chat. And the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch has been a long-time friend. They're working on 1,500 subscribers. They're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. They've got some shorts that have gotten now into 2,400 views, several of them, and then one over 6,200, which is great to see. And videos are posted frequently. I'm just going to grab the latest video from the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, and they will inadvertently help us save money on a lot of different things. They do a lot of thrifty, fun types of videos of different types, like if that makes sense. They show us many different ways where we can possibly think about saving money. For instance, Orange Cone Vlog, good to see you in the house. Thank you so much for coming in. And they happen to be a member, so I'll put them on the wheel right away. And thank you to Hillbilly Chicken Ranch for another super chat. She's done that countless times. That helped her take over our stream boss position there. Ron's Keto Cafe is on right now. They've actually got a premiere running, so we know right after Tuber Chat there's going to be brand new content on the channel. Ron's Keto Cafe is going to help us with healthy eating, healthy living, live cooking, and weekly updates on the channel. I've been lucky enough to catch him for many live streams where Ron will give us a look into his life and the idea of losing over 100 pounds within a couple of years on a keto-based diet or lifestyle. I'm just going to grab the latest. Actually, I'll grab the video that's running right now. I'll put this into my catch-up list, and I too will be able to catch it before the next live stream. That's a playlist I use to keep caught up with creators, and playlists can be a great tool for that. Shorts might be coming soon, and then they are live frequently. Like I said, I've caught them many times before, and I've got notification bells on for every single channel, giving me the best chance to catch as much content from everybody as I can. Rushing Wind Mountain, Ruby, thank you again. Rushing Wind Mountain is here just about every single day. as a matter of fact. Let's spin the wheel again. Let's get another channel on the screen. I keep mentioning playlists. If anybody wants to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. I should mention, because I don't mention it enough, but I'm working on watch hours for the copyright-free music channel as well. So I'm always willing to run playlists or swap playlists with other creators anyway. It's still a benefit to monetize channels for a couple of different reasons. But if anybody wants to reach out to me specifically, then I can be reached, of course, on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter some of the time as well. Ghostly Winds always has the most interesting things to say about the Wheel of Doom. They always give me a chuckle in the chat. They come to us from Australia again. We're looking at Pam's Cozy Crochet Nook, and I think I caught them for a couple. I thought I just caught you for a live stream. Was I mistaken? Pam's Cozy Crochet Nook is a channel I'm still getting to know, but I've obviously been through a little bit of content here already. I'm just going to grab the latest video that they've got. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list, and then look at the shorts on their channel. Now, she mentions that she is a self-taught crocheter and a lefty. Crochet is their passion. So they make a few different things. They make baby blankets, scarves, afghans, and they donate a lot of what they make to either educational institutions or other places that can be in need of that kind of thing. Some of the shorts here are getting close to 500 views. Hopefully that will continue to grow. I'm sure it will. And I'm just going to grab another notification for another live stream. They've got quite a few of these ready to go. And hopefully I'll catch you for one of these. I was mistaken. I thought I caught you for one already, but I'll be looking forward to it. So there's lots of opportunity this week to catch Pam's Cozy Crochet Nook. I know a lot of creators will be excited to see on the number 420 right now for a moment, but hopefully we'll get you right over that today. And then Life in the Piedmont Homestead. Thank you so much for a super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated, of course. For that reason, we'll look at that channel right now, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in another moment. And yes, the other, thank you, Cake No 8 Meat Day with cherry on top and more. There is a virtual 24-hour live stream running. The reason why I say it's virtual, for those of you who haven't already seen the copyright-free music channel, so what we do is run a stream for 11 hours and 48 minutes. Then I have a system set up in OBS, which anybody can do. It's called Advanced Scene Switcher. And what it does is it automatically stops the stream and then restarts again right at the top of the hour. So it's usually 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the reason why is because if you have a live stream less than 12 hours, you retain all of the watch hours. But if it goes over 12 hours, you may not. So that's the biggest thing. And you certainly won't get any watch time for the beyond the 12 hours. So that's something that we think about all the time. With a lot of experimentation, I've discovered that breaking the stream, like stopping and trying to restart in 5 minutes, is usually not enough. A lot of the restreaming platforms have disconnect protection, and the idea is they don't want to cut the stream off if you're doing a live stream and the internet just chokes a little bit, so they give you a bit of a grace period, and then they pick the stream back up, right, in combination with YouTube. But I have found that 10 minutes is enough to break a stream. So we stop at 11 hours and 48 minutes. We put a coming soon screen on for 1 minute. The stream breaks, and 11 minutes later, it comes back on, if that makes sense. Judgment Day, Mike Harper, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. Yarn Again is here. Good to see you in the house. Yarn Again is about to be featured on Superchat, as a matter of fact, I believe, right? I just did a thumbnail for that. Yarn Again's been a long-time friend now. Lower Michigan Adventures is still in the house. Now, hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. Now, here's another channel that I'm still getting to know. So this is Life in the Piedmont Homestead, living life in Virginia through gardening, canning, dehydrating, chickens on the homestead as well. So obviously a lot for somebody like me to learn on the channel. A lot of the creators, if not all of them behind homesteading channels, seem to want to share knowledge and resources with each other, which I think shows generosity in their personalities. I'm certainly grateful for it. And Life in the Piedmont Homestead looks like they're going to bring us a lot of indoor content, a lot of kitchen content here. That would be with the cooking, baking, canning, and then some shorts. These bring us outdoors as much as indoors by the look of it. Some of these have gotten into 1,600, even 2,500 views. And then live streams are something that they're doing as well. I haven't caught you for one of these yet, but hopefully I will. They've got Gail from Gail's Southern Living and Broken Hearts Ministry on there, and a StreamYard panel likely with some familiar faces like Grow Big TV or Garden State Gardener there, and hopefully I'll catch you for that as well. I've got notification bells on for every single channel. We want to push them towards the 800 subscribers we know that they're thinking about. And Orange Cone Vlog, thank you so much. Yes, Timbuktu's and a coffee on you. They're talking about Tim Hortons, of course. And yes, absolutely. So thank you for that, Orange Cone Vlog. We're going to put your channel up next because of that super chat. I'll get it ready right now, actually. So thank you for that. And Life in the Piedmont Homestead, thank you for your super chat as well. We'll get back to spinning the wheel in a moment. And then Cake No Eat Meat Day with Cherry on Top and more is just asking about running a live stream manually for 11 hours. Yes, absolutely. Live streams can essentially go, many of us here in the Tuber Chat family would have seen some of the big channels that run live streams continuously. They don't stop. They don't need to. They're already monetized, right? So sometimes the streams go on for literally weeks and even months. And anybody can stop a stream, whether you want to do it with an automated system like OBS and Advanced Scene Switcher, or if you want to use another system or do it manually. As long as you cut the stream before 12 hours, you retain all of the watch hours that happened while the stream was running, and then you might get some replays as well. I think in the most case, live stream replays don't get as many views as we all hope that they will. That is just an opinion, but based on what I've seen so far. Videos are what drives a channel, but live streams can really help when it comes to the idea of pumping those watch hours up. And like I said, there's still lots of benefit for monetized channels to continue swapping playlists. What we're going to do right now is actually go on a break for 3.5 minutes. Forgive me, Orange Cone Vlog, I usually don't do that. Thank you everybody for the thumbs up. Feel free to talk about swapping playlists in the chat, and we'll come back in 3.5 minutes. All right, we're just about back. Pardon me for 1 second here. And pardon me for that. When we talk about the idea of these 12-hour live streams, now I've done it many times before, and the copyright-free music channel that I'm talking about has done that in abundance for a long period of time. So it is expected on that channel. Now, Just Jason Keto and More just put a note in the chat and mentioned the idea that he tried some 12-hour streams while he was working towards monetization and felt that it hurt the channel overall. So we have to think about that. You know, here in Tuber Chat, I certainly don't want to think anybody to think that I think I know everything or anything like that. I just talk about the experience that I do have, the fact that I learn from creators of all sizes every single day, and the idea that I strive to also improve over time. I like learning different ideas from different creators, so I never want anybody to take what I say as gospel. I never want to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do, and even if it sounds like that, that's not my intention. The idea is for us to share our experiences together here in the chat, discuss them, come up with possibly new ideas or new experiences, and then we can all make the right decisions for our videos and our channels, myself included. What works for one creator may not work for another creator, and of course, if a channel's got, you know, really heavy on live streams, they can't expect the same results as a channel that doesn't do live streams and having a different mix of content. There's you know, way too much in that for a quick speech, but I think you know what I mean. So Lower Michigan Adventures is asking on copyright-free music. If you use it in a YouTube video and then share it on Facebook, will it hurt your monetization? I can't imagine so, because they're separate platforms. So I believe that most of us, I have a significant Facebook following in my opinion, but I can tell you right now that 1% or less, far less than 1% of my Facebook audience has come over to YouTube. It's just different. You know, people like different platforms, and even though we get very much involved in YouTube and it feels bigger than it might actually be, people like what they like. So people who like TikTok prefer that. People who like Instagram prefer that. I know what I'm saying should go without saying, but it's just a reminder, because we can get involved in YouTube. We can be here like for hours and for days and for weeks and things like that, and start to forget that there are people who don't care about YouTube at all. It doesn't seem like it, because everybody's seen YouTube, everybody knows what it is, but there are people who are not here for hours at a time that don't watch everything that we do and things like that. So these are just ideas, but because they're separate platforms, then while I can never be certain, because I'm not a Google or Facebook engineer, my imagination says that one platform is not going to hurt the other. Some of us may think we don't want to put our YouTube videos on Facebook because we don't want people to watch it on Facebook. We want them to come to our YouTube channel, but they probably weren't coming anyway. If you're, this is why I tell all my friends when I talk about marketing on Facebook, not that I'm right, but this is just an idea. For those of you who don't use Facebook, that's okay. It can apply to other platforms as well. So Facebook is a special one just because it's been here so long and it's like really ingrained itself into everybody's life. But everybody on your Facebook profile, all of your friends, know what you do. So if you're a YouTuber, they know that you make YouTube videos. So if they are on YouTube one day and they happen to think about, hey, I'd like to see something I haven't seen before, or you know what, I saw a post the other day from this, you know, friend of mine, maybe I'm going to check out their channel. I think it's rare, it can happen, but they already know you're there. If you've been posting every video that you've been putting out, it doesn't matter how many you have, they already know you're on YouTube. If they're going to also be on YouTube, they already know that you have a channel. So the idea is then, what I would recommend, and forgive me because I know I'm dancing between subjects here, but it all hopefully ties together. If I was to tell somebody now with my own experience, I've been on YouTube for 6.5 years, almost 7. If I was to tell somebody today, What I think they should do if they're about to start creating content for YouTube is, I would say, consider creating content for all platforms, especially if monetization is in your sights, right? If that's the goal, because all platforms monetize, whereas when I started, almost none of them did, right? It's changed over the years. And you never know where some of your stuff is going to hit, but the Facebook people aren't coming to YouTube. The Instagram people aren't watching TikTok. We all watch all of it in little bits, and some people more than others, but I think you understand what I mean. If somebody watches 100 TikTok videos a day, they might watch a couple of Instagram reels, but they prefer one over the other. So crisscrossing is not going to happen as much as we think. So for that reason, that much more, my extended speech here has to do with the idea that I don't believe at all that posting on multiple social networks is going to hurt any content at all. But that's just an idea. Not saying I'm right, again. And I'm way behind in the chat, so pardon me for a quick second. If I've missed anything anybody meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up, or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open, hopefully catch it the next time around. And if anybody wants me to elaborate on copyright-free music or what I'm talking about with the other social networks, I'll be happy to add to it, but otherwise we'll move along. Rock Chick Beauty's here from the UK. Thank you for the super chat again. She's done that countless times. For that, the wheel soon. Jesse Miller Unboxings and More is an incredibly supportive creator who happens to be a member. I'll put them on the wheel right away because members always get added to the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. We still got an hour and a half to go. Lots of time to put lots of channels on the screen. And let's look at Orange Cone Vlog right now. This is, I can't help but laugh and smile when I see this video. And the reason why, more than anything else, because like I said, I mentioned it earlier, but some of you know that I do some outdoor work during the good weather months, and it's essentially construction. For the most part, light construction. We really don't work that hard. But when I see this video of these pylons that have been decorated, I can't help but laugh. I've seen it many times. Now, Orange Cone Vlog is very much focused on cruising. I see them supporting all kinds of other channels. I've run into them countless times, bouncing in between premieres and live streams. They've got some shorts on their channel getting into 1,700 and 2,400 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. I'm not sure if I've caught you for a live stream. I feel like I haven't caught your channel, even though you're doing them occasionally. I hope I can catch you for one of these soon. I got the notification bell on, and then videos. Hopefully they'll bring out some more content shortly. Orange Cone Vlog's been with Tuber Chat for quite some time now. I'm feeling like probably at least a year. 380 subscribers. We'd love to push them towards the 400 that we know that they're thinking about. And Judgment Day, Mike Harper. Part of me is coming up right now. I feel myself yelling at my microphone again. When I had started the idea of Tuber Chat 3.5 years ago, or almost 4 years ago, I thought that what I might do is get one of those headphones with the microphone like a telemarketer uses or is common in gaming today. And I thought for a while it may not be the best idea, but I think more and more about it now. For those of you who've live streamed, you might have experienced the idea of talking way too loud, especially outdoors. But if anything is going on, background noise or anything like that, I have many times caught myself just screaming at the camera. This is why I lose my voice so often. The idea is if you had headphones and a microphone, you might not talk so loud. Got to find a way to scale that back a bit. Backlash Fisherman, good to see you in the house. That is the husband of Coastal Water. We always look at their channels together. Coastal Water's on the wheel right now. Coastal Water inspired that command that I use in the chat to check if the chatbots are showing up, especially when you're monetized and making promises. You have to make sure that you can keep up with those promises and make up for them when mistakes happen. Most people are forgiving and patient with each other, but the robots don't always work perfectly. So for instance, like Stream Elements has been giving us a bit of a headache, and it doesn't seem to want to work right now either. So I'm going to have to look into that, but I'll do that in the background. It wasn't working on another channel. We had to email back and forth. It finally got working, and I hope not to have to go through that. Stream Elements is my favorite for timers, which are those messages that come through the chat. Like all of the chatbots here drop them, but like you see how Botrix is dropping that message that says the wheels changed again. Nightbot says she stole my thunder, happens to be a gold member and drops a link and things like that. Those are called timers because they come up every certain amount of time, usually 10 minutes to a half an hour here, depending. Oh, and there you go. Just Jason Keto and More says he only talks too loud when the headphones are on. Yeah, it can go either way. When you muffle the sound, you might find yourself talking louder, but I just seem to be screaming all the time. And, too many times in the last few years, I've lost my voice to the point of getting sick or as a part of being sick, and I just can't stand it anymore. Taking time off of Tuber Chat makes me furious and full of rage, I like to say. I promise you, when we're not here, if I have to take a day off or a couple days off and stuff like that, I miss it more than anybody. And I miss seeing everybody. I miss what we're doing and everything else. But does it ever grind my gears? So, Judgment Day Mike Harper is up on the screen right now. 422 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them towards the 500 that they're thinking about. Michael Harper here, the creator behind this channel, will give us a chance to get to know them. They do a video gameplay here. They've got some shorts on the channel as well. One of these has crossed 1,000 views, which is great to see. And then live streams as well. This creator gives us a chance to hang out with them and keep up to date with the creator behind the channel. They give you an idea about what to expect when you read their about page. And I'll look at their second channel, Michael Harper. It's a little bit harder to find because it's a popular name, but I'll dig through the search results here, and they've got a vibrant avatar, so it should come up without too much trouble if I haven't missed it already. There it is. Michael W. Harper, so they recently just slightly renamed it, and I'll put this handle in the chat in case anybody wants to see that as well. Neighbor's wife screams more. Yes, actually I lived in a basement apartment about 10 years ago. I've moved around a lot actually, but I lived in a basement, and this one family above me, pardon the story time again, but the husband and wife would go out on Saturday night. I have a feeling they would get intoxicated. They would spend all day fighting, and I have a feeling that they would get into horrible fights and things like that in public on Saturday nights. And the horrible things these guys would scream at each other in front of young children that they had was horrifying to me. And am I ever glad to not be there? I know their kids are grown now. It's beyond 8 years ago. But my goodness, the things parents do to their children sometimes, unfortunately. Michael Harper, pardon me, on the screen, 57 subscribers, more than halfway on the road to the first 100. We'd love to push them a little bit farther. We know that the race to the first 100 is as challenging as ever before. But as long as we're all doing as much as we can for each other, we see channels growing, hitting different milestones like the first 100 and far beyond all the time. This creator brings us a lot of DVD reviews on this channel and a further chance to get to know Michael Harper, and then he also brings variety into his shorts videos. So hopefully everybody will connect with him on both of those channels, get a chance to get to know him. I think I missed putting that extra clear the wheel section onto the Wheel of Doom. I'm going to do that right now. I usually do it once for every break. And then Canadian Family Life is going to come up. Cake No Eat Meat Day is making me laugh all day today. Canadian Family Life is coming up. Luckily for what I'm talking about, it was screaming and obviously verbally abusive, but never violent to the point of any kind of physical activity, whether it be person to person or throwing things around the house or different things we can imagine. So thank goodness for that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, Rock Chick Beauty. I don't know how many times I've done that to you. Oriane has been a dear friend for a long time. Their channel should be coming up right now because they dropped a super chat. But I spun the wheel, so I'll put them up next. Thank you, Scratch and PPA. I can't tell you how many times he has had to catch my mistakes, and I promise you I make as many as anybody. Mr. Jack Reaper, good to see you in the house. And Puppet Short Films is a longtime friend with some incredible video production skills. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody else in the chat. Canadian Family Life comes to us from New Brunswick, and this creator brings us a big variety in videos. They talk about cooking, daily life, family fun, and gardening. They bring us food hauls. They bring us cooking videos. They bring us shout-outs for other creators, Happy Meal videos, container gardening, which I always like to see from them. They have an incredibly well-kept container garden indoors. And then as well, Canadian Family Life's got some shorts that are really starting to move. 2,500 views on a few of these and one over 5,500. And then they've got shorts on the, live streams on the channel as well that come out occasionally. They're monetized. One of the first two channels that we know of with M&T Living and Cooking to be monetized under the new restrictions of 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time. Most of you will know when we're talking in the chat. We've got a few Tiffanys in the Tuber Chat family, but Tiffany is incredibly supportive to other creators. This is actually one of the fastest growing channels in the Tuber Chat family that we've seen in 3.5 years. And I believe that that's because Tiffany, who we see here, is not only incredibly supportive to other creators, but she's collaborated with a lot of others as well. You'll recognize her on a lot of other channels in StreamYard panels and things like that as well. It's okay. Thank you. I'll get it today. Thank you. Oh, pardon me just for 1 second, everyone. I'll be right back. Oh, my friend. Sorry, do you mind if I dump this in? Thank you. Sorry, I didn't take that yet. Okay, pardon me for that. And Canadian Family Life also inspired her husband to start a channel, Chris's Creation Fun. I'm going to put that up right now. This creator started with 3D printing and has gotten into a couple of do-it-yourself videos. Knows a lot about solar and is going to share that with us, and what I dare say is advanced do-it-yourself videos, as well as fixing the 3D printer. So this creator recently renamed the channel so that they could expand the content, and they've got some shorts on the channel as well, which is great to see. So hopefully everybody will connect with both Chris's Creation Fun and Canadian Family Life from New Brunswick. And then we will look at Rock Chick Beauty. Yeah, no, Cake, no, Meat Day. Actually, I rented an office now just to have a little more focus and hopefully bring some of the other ideas that I would like to fruition. And the office that I rent has a few services, and one of them is they'll take the garbage out for you. And things like that. They come around and collect. And then, yeah, the wheel's pretty full right this second, Butler Family Farm. It's Butler Family Farm's birthday, by the way, for anybody that's come in recently. I hope you'll wish Jerry a happy birthday. It's Jerry and Susan behind that channel, but Jerry's got a birthday going on right now. I just added that clear the wheel section to the wheel. So eventually it has to come up, and what will happen is I'll clear all of the names off the wheel, rename with, or pardon me, reload with any of our members that haven't been seen yet, and that will speed things up for everybody. Pardon me. Together we travel. Good to see you in the house, Kaiser Gaming YT. It's good to see you here as well. And when we look at Rock Chick Beauty, you heard me mention Oriane. She comes from the UK. Now this creator, pardon me, I didn't shut the door. This creator is working on 1,300 subscribers, and she's been a friend of over 3.5 years, but about 3 years ago she reset and restarted her channel. And the idea is, could you come back stronger and more solidly the second time around? And that is what she has done. You'll see that when I start going through her content here. because she has got professional looking thumbnails. Every video gets a different thumbnail, but the bright, bold headshots make her recognizable. And I believe that that will pay off in the long term when it comes to what we call branding and marketing and things like that. So Rock Chick Beauty started with beauty. She talks about all things alternative, but she also gets into product reviews and now sponsored videos, unboxings and things like that. She's gotten into shorts videos as well. Some of these have gotten into now 1,800 and 2,800 views, and then live streams are occasional. But Rock Chick Beauty's been at this a long time. I've actually been with her on several panels. I can't for the life of me remember if I ever got on to her channel specifically, but she collaborates with lots of other creators as well, and we've been together a few times. So hopefully everybody will connect with Rock Chick Beauty. Like I said, we'd love to push her towards the 1,300 subscribers that she's thinking about. She comes from the UK and is incredibly supportive. I know it's incredibly late for her over there. I believe it's almost 1 a.m. So, monetized as well. Lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get to her channel. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody. I think I got somewhat caught up here. So we'll spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. And Roadkill Gaming Jory is coming up. This is a creator who has changed their name several times. But we know the gaming creator Jory because they always leave those aspects of the name when they've changed them. But we'll have a look at what they're doing right now. Phasio the King, Naruto Leffy Guko, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And Roadkill Gaming Jory is now with 2,600 subscribers, which is great to see. You can tell that they're mixing up a lot of popular video game footage on their channel. They've got Xbox versus PlayStation video. They've got some shorts. If I'm right, that's Fortnite in a lot of their shorts videos. And I still haven't played Fortnite to this day. I literally got an Xbox that comes with content for Fortnite and have not played it yet. And then live streams are here as well. They mix up a lot of popular games. We've seen Apex Legends many times, and then Call of Duty, of course. And when we talk about Fortnite battle royales and things like that. So hopefully everybody will connect with Roadkill Gaming Jory. They're here with us frequently, almost every day as a matter of fact. They make brief appearances, and we'll spin the wheel. We'll get another channel to come up. Oh, Pete's always in the pole position on the wheel, but he knows as well as Butler Family Farm what it's like to be both first and last. And this is what happens. These creators are incredibly supportive. You hear me mention that Scratch and PPA, of course, is one of the most supportive creators that I've met in my YouTube journey. But we have a lot of people here that I know are literally supporting Tuber Chat, as well as I know, they're here. Some creators are here to support me personally, and I appreciate that as well. But again, I can't say it enough. I do appreciate every moment. I know not everybody can be here every day. Even though some creators are or pretty close to it. But I know we've got friends that run the stream in the background or they pop in quickly, and some creators even run the streams afterwards and things like that, so I always appreciate that. And then, yeah, so Scratch and PPA hasn't been up yet, but he literally, I believe Scratch and PPA has more than once been first and more than once been last. But he literally has been here over 650 times, if you can believe that, just in Tuber Chat. Never mind everything else. Thank you. Puppet Short Films always has motivating things to say, but they have their video editing skills are out of control. But they do a really thorough job, even on the other social networks. I believe I see their Instagram reels frequently as well. M&T Living and Cooking, like I was saying, with Canadian Family Life, one of the two first channels that we know of to be monetized with 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time. M&T Living and Cooking will bring us a lot of cooking videos, but they bring us a lot more with family fun. They do some RC car racing. They do some cruising when they can. They do taste testing reviews, some fishing when they can get out as well. They've got some shorts on the channel, and these have gotten into 20,000 views, and one newer one over 50,000, which is great to see. And I love salmon. I really need to have a look at this. I'm gonna put this shorts video into my catch-up list. I just want to see what you did with this. I'll give you a thumbs up now. And I'll put this into my ketchup list that I use to keep caught up with creators. I aspire to be better in the kitchen. This is why I say that. Stay Hall, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jesse Miller unboxings and more. That's true. We're only 10 episodes away, which is barely over 2 weeks now. So at some point during the month of April will be episode 700 of Tuber Chat. And that's true. 700 episodes. We only ever missed one. And that was an interesting story. It's not a long one. But we had a creator that was... it's not trolling. It's a really weird thing. I don't know what has to be going on with somebody to do this, but they were as much with us every day as anybody else is, and then they faked their death. And I actually thought that they did, so I skipped an episode of Tuber Chat. I made a tribute video for them. And then one of our mods found them on Twitter like 2 days later. And I couldn't, it's not funny, but it is, right? And I couldn't believe. So I think about this all the time. Many times I've said to people, yes, Tuber Chat has been here 689 times. If you go back and look, every single live stream is there from episode 0, where we did a test before our first stream. Except for one. I always forget to mention that one. And I'm never going to call out a name. Not in private, not in public or anything like that. But I saw just the other day that same creator that had faked their death 3 years ago. Again, on YouTube at it. So looking forward to that. Paralife TV, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And... hopefully I haven't missed anybody else. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. Yeah, Rock Shake Beauty, yes, it is. It's something I couldn't believe the other day I saw it again. And I was like, that can't be the same person. So obviously with a new channel and everything like that, but they didn't even really change the name that much. It's a similar name. And I'm like, I can't believe this. But that's just a can of worms I'm not going to go by. I immediately hid the channel from Tuber Chat. They won't likely come in here anyway. The Stock Explorer is up here. And this creator is a member and a moderator. Every moderator on Tuber Chat is a longtime friend. They're all dear friends of each other. They all have different channels and they all do different things. One of the things they all have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity. And for that reason, when you visit any of their channels for premieres or live streams, you will be welcome to meet more friends and family members for your own channel, the same way we do here in Tuber Chat. So forgive me, I'm going to talk about the Stock Explorer in a quick second, but just one point that I don't want to miss when I talk about the idea of trolling, scamming, and the different nonsense that can go on online. Please beware of anybody asking for money for any reason. I'm never going to tell anybody they should or shouldn't help. You know, I would like to think most of us are kind-hearted. Most of us would help if somebody was truly in need in any way that we can. It doesn't always have to be financially, but you know what I mean. But please beware, because the best people at scamming online play the long game. They can get to be your friend. They can get to know things about you. They can trick you into caring about them and then hit you up for money. And it's not always, oh, I had a disaster, can you help me? It can be much simpler than that, little amounts of money over a long period of time. Now, I happen to be paranoid, and like I said, I've been on the internet since the beginning. I've been ripped off many times, not on YouTube, but outside, you know, buying things online that never showed up, or like paying people for services that they didn't do and things like that. My best story is paying a computer programmer to do an app for me for $1,000 that they ended up not wanting to do afterwards. So I had to chase them down. They actually gave the money back. But not everybody's that lucky all the time. So just please be aware of that. And forgive me, I didn't mean to get into it too much, but you know what I mean. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. And thank you for the highlighted milestone message, Butler Family Farm. They've been a member over 13 months now, well over a year. They also make conceited effort to be here just about every single day. That's why I feel that much more terrible about missing Monday's live stream. But I always appreciate every moment. I know lots of creators do that for us here as well. So the Stock Explorer is up on the screen. Now this is a creator that's going to help us with our finance, because they're going to talk to us about the stock market and crypto markets in a level-headed and down-to-earth way. They bring us everything from beginner tutorials to advanced topics like options trading, NFTs, and other ideas like that. They often have product in hand when they're talking about stocks. And I've seen this creator go as far as to invest in a company, order a product, and then unbox it on a live stream, which I think is really cool. They're very forthcoming about their own portfolio, their own stock moves, and things like that as well. And they've got a little bit of variety in between their stock videos here and occasional crypto talk. Now, when we get into shorts videos, this creator is doing what a lot of people are doing in the Tuber Chat family and all over YouTube, regardless of category or niche, bringing variety into the shorts. It's almost like throwing a huge net. When you're fishing, you're bound to catch something. When we post all kinds of different variety, not that I want to recommend it, but we can, and I do the same thing, then it's very possible to draw in new subscribers who hopefully will be inclined to follow some of your long form content. It works best on niche channels to have shorts, it seems, that are of the same category or niche. Gaming channels can do well. If you have a Grand Theft Auto channel and you're doing Grand Theft Auto shorts, it would make sense, right? A higher percentage of those creators will stay. But the Stock Explorer's got a shorts video here that's doing fantastic. It's still moving. This Coke Freestyle machine, every time we look at it, it seems it's gone up another at least 100 views, and that's every few days. So the Stock Explorer as well is going to do live streams. Now they've got a few different series here, and they've expanded the content on the channel over the last year. So they're doing a lot of scratch battles, lottery ticket scratching with other creators. But the Stock Explorer will also sometimes bring us charts and graphs when they're talking the stock market more than anything else, or crypto. When we see the bull and bear, we know there's going to be some stock talk. They have friendly conversation. They've done lots of StreamYard panels. I actually joined them on their channel last year for a 2-hour conversation about YouTube as well, and I hope to start doing a lot more of those. So hopefully everybody will connect with the Stock Explorer. They've got over 2,000 subscribers now, and forgive me, Nora, if I've been forgetting. For some reason I feel like I've been forgetting to put up your second channel lately, but the Tropical Buzz is another channel from the Stock Explorer. You recognize Nora right there in the avatar and thumbnail. But this creator wants to educate us about plant life, some of which is already there, some of which they're going to grow themselves. They happen to be in Florida, but they're working all the time. Nora is a really hard worker, but somebody who cares as well very much about their YouTube community and those of us in the Tuber Chat family. So hopefully everybody will connect with them, see the shorts that they've got there, and connect with them both on Tropical Buzz and on the Stock Explorer channel. And then, yeah, forgive me, Nora, if I do that again, please give me a nudge, but it's just crossing my mind right now. Outgoing Ozzy, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Another longtime friend. And we will spin the wheel. We'll see who's coming up next. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And we still got an hour to go. Lots of time to put lots of channels on the screen. And Chief Broken Brain is actually going to be coming up. So we'll make that the next channel that we look at. We're going to go on break for 3.5 minutes right now. And Chief Broken Brain is a fairly new channel. If anybody wants to swap playlists with each other in the chat, just simply say I am willing to swap playlists. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for this live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. And then if I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat. Connect and grow, and I'll keep an eye out for it. Let's go for 3.5 minutes. We'll come back with Chief Broken Brain. All right, we're almost back. We're going to look at Chief Broken Brain in a quick moment here. I'm just going to do something quickly if you wanted to see, so that you know we're exactly 2 hours into episode number 689 if you happen to want to go back and see this. And outgoing Azzy, I'm not going to forget to talk about watch hours in a quick second here. But what I'm going to do, our copyright-free music channel, the newer stream is running right now. It always resets at 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern. What I'm going to do right now is a community post for that stream. I always set up my community posts in advance. You can see I actually just shared out Orange Cone Vlog, Ron's Keto Cafe. We saw both of those channels today. Janet Homestead, Where You Are, Scratch and Pete PA dropped their premiere earlier, and a few other channels. I have a system for how I pick who's going to get shared, but it's a combination of everybody. You do not have to super chat. You do not have to be a member. I do about 2/3 of the community posts for members, 1/3-ish for super chatters, and then the rest is a mix of moderators and other people who've supported in other ways, whether it's lengthy times being here or shares on the community tab or other social networks and things like that. I keep a lot of spreadsheets and lists and things like this. So you can see I got a few things set up and ready to go. JetLife777, Chris and Larry are going to get shared in the next little while. There's Just Jason Keto's 2000 celebration coming up for next week. But I do that in advance so I don't have to remember, because I look at my community posts every single day, which means I'm going to see this probably another 5 times, if not 6 or 7 by the time we get around to that live stream. So I'm not going to forget that it's coming up. Now, what I'm going to do right now is do a community post for the music stream. I've already grabbed the URL. I better show everybody how to do that. So I'll open another window here, and I'll go to the music channel. What I'm going to do right now, it wants to misspell for you because it's kind of a ridiculous name. It was probably a bad idea when I made it, but I like to show off and show that it doesn't matter. So anyway, it's the words thrive together without vowels, but this is the copyright-free music channel. I'll drop the link in the chat right now if you want to connect to that if you haven't already. And what I'm going to do is grab the link. So I just copy the link here, or go to the 3 dots and go to share. Copy the link here. These don't work as well. These ones where it says live in the URL, for whatever reason, YouTube changed that a while ago and it's become a headache. But if I just copy the link from here, it should work fine. I'm going to go into videos and it's going to ask me what do I want to share in the next community post, and it's going to start by showing you all of your stuff, but you can put any URL for any video in here. You can actually use search results as well, and then it'll come up right away when you paste in the URL if that's what you're going to do. I'll add it in, and now, pardon me because I'm going to butcher this, I'm going to go over to the community tab here, and I'm just going to copy the text that I always use for these community posts, and I'm going to put it at the top, and then I'm just going to click post. That one's going to go right away, so you'll see that that's been published, and then I've still got a handful of stuff scheduled up until the end of tomorrow, and sometime between today and tomorrow I'll go and add some more. So forgive that clunky tutorial, but in case anybody wanted to go back and watch that, again, we're 2 hours into episode 689. And in the coming months, I hope to do better tutorials so that everybody can see some of the things I know we need to do in a much more clear and concise way, if that makes any sense. So that's something to look forward to. Now, before we look at Chief Broken Brain, I'm also going to talk about watch hours. Outgoing Azzy was asking what can be done to speed that up, because he only needs another 1,000 hours of watch time. So my recommendation always is, here in the Tuber Chat family, we all live with generosity at the forefront of our mind. The idea of giving to others much more than we expect to receive. Beyond the golden rule, because we know it works in life, or I'd like to think so, but it certainly does work on YouTube as well. Not just giving more than we expect to receive, giving much more than we expect to receive. But the reason why I say that is you're going to hear in every story I've ever told over the last 3.5 years how over and over and over again, what comes back to you when you do that comes in abundance. We see it here in the chat when you hear me tell stories about the channels that have come through and the support that they've given, and the fact that I end up learning so much about each different creator. Not as much about everybody, but you know what I mean. I try to learn over a long period of time because those creators have been so supportive here. But because I also try to be as supportive as I can, Tuber Chat is always strong and solid, let's just say. So the point is, when we think about how we can get what we want out of YouTube, whether it's watch hours or anything else, my recommendation is always think about the things that you want and go give them to other people. If you want a watch hour, go give 3 to somebody else. If you want a view, go give 3 to somebody else. If you want a new subscriber, go find 3 channels, subscribe to them, and truly support them. And then over a long period of time, what starts coming back to you is going to be so overwhelming you couldn't keep up even if you wanted to, and that's the stories we tell every day. So when it comes to watch hours, my recommendation is to swap playlists with other creators. You talk about swapping so that you will run playlists for them, knowing that hopefully all but most of them will also run your playlist as well. The friendships will grow between creators that trade favors in that way, and your watch hours are going to start to grow exponentially, if that makes sense. So if anybody needs me to clarify swapping playlists or any of that stuff, that will I could do that. And then live streams help with watch hours as well. Outgoing Azzy's done a bit of live streaming. I actually caught him for his very first live stream. But the idea, like I said, is to give unto others much more than we expect to be given unto us, if we want to put it that way. Forever Goshlin 3004, good to see you in the house. The Numismaniac is here, another member of over a year, so thank you for that, a fellow Canadian actually. And there you go. Yes, live streams are a must. Networking is the driver to it all, right? Supporting other creators, doing all the things you wish they would do for you, knowing that they will do them in return at the very least. And like I said, after a long period of time, you'll find that it becomes overwhelming, the support that people give to you. And I won't go on about it too much. I say it all the time, but here's an example. We have a lot of creators who are here every time we stream, and I really appreciate that because I know how hard it is to do, especially when I don't keep a schedule. And forgive me, Sam's Vlogs Trains and More, I don't think I ever said hello to you in the chat, but I did put you on the wheel when I saw you come in. Carter's Custom Lures, good to see you here. Angie Hart 67, good to see you in the house as well. But when you think about Scratch and PPA, just one creator that I can mention, there's many who've supported far beyond anything I could describe, but just as an example, Tuber Chat is on at least 3 times a week. We have been for 3.5 years now, for 3 hours every time. It used to be an hour to an hour and a half, but it's grown, right? I have to cut it at 3 hours now. Can you imagine somebody supporting you 650 times? But Scratch and PPA only puts out 1 video a week. He's done a little bit more. He put out a few shorts and a live stream this year, and we'll see his channel soon. But can you imagine, he knows he's only going to put out a video that requires support for 15 to 20 minutes max once a week, yet spends 9 hours minimum here in Tuber Chat per week over all this time. I could never, in all the good I could ever do in the universe, could not deserve that kind of support from anybody. And for anybody that's connected to him particularly, he's one of the most supportive creators, that you've probably met as well. Same goes for all of our mods. We have a group of about 10 active mods that are here regularly. These are unbelievably supportive and generous creators that I've had the pleasure of getting to know. The only reason I don't add more moderators, there's 2 reasons. One, we're doing fine and it's unnecessary right this second, luckily, knock on wood, of course. But I also don't want everybody to have to be worried about moderator duties. If we need help, I'll ask, but things have been going fine for a long, long time, and YouTube's helped a little bit, but our moderators have all been friends of mine for 3 years now, most of them. So, Pretty Witty and Risky, good to see you in the house. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. Angie Hart 67 is here. And And if I have missed anybody, just please give me a nudge. I added another clear the wheel section, so that will help me wipe out the wheel soon. Chief Broken Brain is brand new to Superchat. I thought we had this channel on the screen once before, but I must be mistaken. They've got a premiere coming up, and that's tonight. Oh, I think it actually... Oh, it's next month. Pardon me, next month. Unless that was a mistake. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do is dig through their videos. I'm going to take the longest one they have, because we're trying to always make sure we connect with videos that are 3 minutes or longer when possible, which is 99% of channels or more. I'm going to add that video to my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch that video in full. I'll leave a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of the video. I'll give a thumbs up, subscribe, and put the notification bell on like I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick. And then hopefully Chief Broken Brain has our notification bell on, but I'm sure they do. They've been with us frequently lately, and that will keep our connection solid. And they won't miss our further live streams. We're usually here at least 3 times a week. We're going for every other day right now. I'm going to miss one day coming up, but we'll try to keep that every other day going as much as we can. Backyard Trucker is coming up, and I always post the Tuber Chat live streams a few days in advance, so you can always look at our front page anytime you're thinking about it to wonder when are we going to be live next, so that you can get an idea and plan if you need to. And Backyard Trucker is up right now. This is another creator who's been with us frequently lately. They have been given a lot of props to Marketplace Boutique, who I continuously say as well is an incredibly supportive creator. Now, Backyard Trucker is something I'm still getting to know, somebody I'm still getting to know, but they say just a simple guy putting anything and everything online for viewing. I'm going to grab their latest beach video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list, and we see the variety that they're bringing us already on their channel. When we get into shorts videos, some of these have started to move as well into thousands of views. One of them over 10,000 and another one over 12,000, which is great to see. So hopefully everybody will connect with Backyard Trucker. They have been here just about every day, especially lately, as a matter of fact. And I look forward to getting to know them a little bit better as well. So let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. I'm going to try to move a little bit faster. And Chocolate Drop is going to come up right now. So I mentioned it earlier in the stream. One of the heartwarming things that I find on YouTube is the friendships that you see flourishing between creators. And you can catch that from the inside jokes that they make with each other in the chat and the references that are, I know, kind of inside references and things like that. Now, Chocolate Drop is very much known as somebody, let me grab her by her handle. Chocolate Drop Coupons. I'm going to put that handle in the chat, by the way, just in case you have trouble catching Chocolate Drop. Now, this creator says love life and couponing, but this creator actually does a lot more. I've caught her many times for live streams. This creator always refers to me as Mr. Customer Service, and that's either whether we're here in Tuber Chat or whether I'm in her live stream in the chat. You can see she's always laughing, always smiling, always motivating, always inspiring. And this creator will take us both indoors for a chance to hang out and get to know her, but also out often to CVS. And I'm lucky enough to have been to the States a few times, well, more than a few times, but I've been lucky enough to have been through CVS as well. But Chocolate Drop will bring us these haul videos, and then when we get into shorts, we'll see that some of these have started to really do well, getting into 7,000 views and beyond, one of them over 12,000. And then when we get into live streams, like I said, she's on frequently. I've been lucky to catch her many times. Hopefully I'll catch her again shortly. Sometimes she's just given us a chance to hang out and get to know her. It looks like she's been showing us around a little bit as well. That looks like an outdoor live stream, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully we'll catch her for that. I got notification bells on for every single creator, but Chocolate Drop has been another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, but somebody I can call a friend, and you know, they always make me laugh too. But when you get to their channel, you'll see they're always smiling, always laughing. I'm sure they came up with that just because of my speaking style. And it always makes me laugh when I hear it. Creative Beauty Butterfly is another creator who has been with us just for a few months now, but incredibly supportive. I think they make an effort to be here just about every single stream. I was lucky enough to catch them live several times, actually. And we'll see what they've got going on. Native Wildman, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And pardon me, I'm not drinking enough like always. Yelling at the mic enough, but not drinking enough. And Creative Beauty Butterfly now is over 400 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them towards the 500 they're thinking about. They are talking about cooking, baking, beauty tips and tricks, as well as beauty on a budget as an idea. This creator I have caught mostly for live streams, but I have been through a few videos as well. A little bit of delicious looking content on the channel, as we can see. And another supportive creator, they're here with us frequently in Tuber Chat, and just about every stream lately, actually, but they're also out supporting other creators. I run into them regularly. You know, I try to be out every day as well, supporting creators in premieres and live streams. Now, they've got some shorts that have gotten into 3,200, 3,400, one over 5,000, and one might be a little bit newer. I don't recognize this one, but I could be mistaken, at 9,200 views, pardon me, which is great to see. And then live stream, so they've got one coming up tomorrow. I've got the notification bell on for that. Hopefully I'll catch them. And as you can see, they're live frequently. Sometimes they're just hanging out, giving us a chance to talk, and then sometimes they're in the kitchen or doing something else. So hopefully everybody will connect with them. Forgive me, I can't help myself but have to say this, but the other day I caught them for this live stream where they were wearing a Wu-Tang Clan shirt, and it reminded me the best name I've ever seen for a Wi-Fi network was Wu-Tang LAN. And I want to steal the name all the time, and I can't bring myself to do it because somebody else was so funny, and I feel like I should come up with my own idea. But it makes me laugh every time I see anything or hear anything about Wu-Tang Clan anymore. But I had to share that because they knew I was laughing in the chat about that as well. Life in the Piedmont Homestead. I think we looked at this channel, right? Yes, they dropped a super chat earlier. Let's spin. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. And it looks like we're going to get a chance to look at Scratch and PPA. So like I said, he has been in the pole position on the Wheel of Doom for as long as I can remember now. But he knows what it's like to be picked first, last, over 3 hours, and anywhere in between. So hopefully everybody will connect with Scratch and PPA because we talk about this creator, or I say it out loud, but I know a lot of people will agree, if not everyone. One of the most supportive creators that I've met in my 6.5 years on YouTube. He literally supports every single thing I do on every single channel that I touch. Now, this creator brings an interesting twist to lottery ticket scratching. He pits two tickets against each other and gives us the opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow him on Instagram, Twitter, and or Facebook, which of course I do. It sets his series apart, makes it unique and a lot of fun to be a part of. If you can catch us for one of his premieres that happen every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern, like earlier today, you're going to find one of the fastest rolling chats in the Tuber Chat family. Faster than this, faster than most others. It is extremely fast-paced, extremely high energy, and a lot of fun to be a part of. Now, this creator's also had presentation on the forefront of their mind ever since the beginning, where they made their bright, beautiful avatar to match the content of every video that comes out, with content from the video in the thumbnail and a hint about the giveaways that happen in their video series, a banner that's updated every single week, if you can believe that, and his video editing skills have been complimented ever since his very first video. And that's over 3.5 years ago. Now, Scratch and PPA as well is closing in on 2,000 subscribers. He's going to have it literally any day. He's got some shorts on the channel, and I talked about this earlier, but he took a trip to Italy a few months ago and brought us some vlogging style shorts that showed us different areas that he was visiting and exploring, as well as some Italian lottery tickets that we otherwise might not have been able to see. So I know a lot of people will be excited to know that Scratch and PPA has expanded the content on the channel. He has threatened the idea of possibly doing another live stream at some point. probably as a pop-up, but he brought us his first ever live stream while he was in Italy, showing us around the area he was visiting. And I know a lot of people were excited about that too. I was very lucky to catch that. So hopefully everybody will connect with Scratch and PPA. And he happens to be a fellow Canadian as well, but as you know, a beloved and dedicated moderator. And Scratch and PPA, oh, actually, I wondered about it last week because Scratch and PPA actually celebrated a birthday on Saturday. Today's Butler Family Farm Jerry's birthday, by the way. Scratch and PPA celebrated on Saturday, but his videos come out on Tuesdays. And I wondered about the intro because he always mentions the idea at the beginning, but it was the week after, so he did it today. So hopefully everybody will head over there and give him a happy birthday message on the latest video. It's just his latest Scratch challenge, but you'll see what I'm talking about because he added a little something to the video like he does every year. And then Mr. Fulton Mraz, good to see you in the house. He's always got good news for us, so happy birthday to Luna. And chocolate drop, you're making me laugh. And hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. Now, Sam's Logs, Trains, and More is coming up right now. Oh, two pineapples is in the house. Yes. It's the Tuber Chat Showcase Studio. Two pineapples will be excited for that, I'm sure. It's something I've talked about doing for 2 years and finally got around to. But yes, I managed to finally get an office happening. As a matter of fact, the first edition, the very first edition, I have to be honest, was the Canadian flag. Very important for me to make sure that that's front and center. But Mark the Shark sent over one of his much loved Aloha hats, so that has its place permanently on top of the new desk and hutch and all that. But there you go, yes, the Tuber Chat Showcase Studios. But I'll give everybody a better behind-the-scenes look soon enough. And Two Pineapples actually is doing fantastic. They're going to have 20,000 subscribers any minute. They do 24-hour live streams as well. They're in Hawaii. And they've been a couple of dear friends for a long time. And they had generously, a long time ago, offered the idea of sharing some knowledge about how we can get over 10,000 subscribers. So I've got a small list of creators who've offered to help, and we're hoping to get some interviews happening, so that, which I'll put on this channel, so that we can get some insight from other creators about how they actually did it, and how they're moving on now towards the hopefully 100,000 subscribers. So hopefully I'll get together, pardon me, with Two Pineapples soon enough. But they've got lots of interesting stuff happening on their channel, and they work really hard at it as well. But they've been dear friends for a long, long time. Xbox Quackers, good to see you here. Mr. Jack Reaper still in the house. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. And pineapple has no place on pizza. Yes, we fight about that all the time. I love pineapple on pizza. As a matter of fact, in Canada, or at least in my experience, we call it Hawaiian pizza when it has pepperoni. It's not pepperoni. It's ham, bacon, and pineapple, I think. But I eat that as often as anything. If I had ever over a lifetime gone into a pizza place just for a slice, I would be happy to have Hawaiian just as much as a Canadian or a deluxe or a simple pepperoni or anything like that. I usually like full pizza loaded with things. So my magic combination is always 5 toppings. Pepperoni, tomato, mushroom, green pepper, and onion, if they have it. Once in a while I'll mix it up, but it doesn't matter to me that much. If I'm eating with somebody that has an allergy or doesn't like something, we just mix it up. I'm pretty much good with anything, but Hawaiian pizza is absolutely a thing in Canada. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And yes, Mr. Fulton Mraz, happy 4 years. Happy birthday to Luna. Mr. Fulton Mraz has actually been a friend of mine for 4 years as well. So right around the time that Mr. Fulton and I had met. Now, hopefully, I'm not ripping off Sam's Vlog Trains and More's. Pardon me, Sam's Vlogs Trains and More's Chance on the Wheel. I don't know whether I spun or not. I can probably look back and see if I'm making a mistake here. Pretty Witty and Risky's coming up for now. And if I made a mistake, I'll fix that in a moment. This wheel that I use here in Superchat, you've probably seen it on many other channels. I certainly was not the first person to use it. It's just a free thing that's out there anybody can use. If I look at my results. Yes, Sam's Vlogs Trains and More. Pardon me, I should have put your channel up. I'll do it in a moment. I spun the wheel and I was talking so much. I skipped over Sam's Vlogs Trains and More. So we'll look at his channel next. Pretty Witty and Risky is up here right now. Peter Dell, good to see you in the house from Australia. And Sam's Vlogs Trains and More, just like cheese pizza. Kristen, some of you know Kristen Walton. We live together in Niagara Falls. She has a channel here as well. But she makes homemade pizza and it is out of control. She's one of these people who is extremely talented in the kitchen. And whenever we do homemade pizza, I'm excited because it really is out of control, delicious. I don't know what she does to it. Pretty Witty and Risky is up on the screen right now. This is another creator who's not only been here in Superchat frequently since finding us just a few months ago, but incredibly supportive to other creators as well when I'm bouncing in between premieres and live streams. I've run into them many times. They're here with us just about every day. And Pretty Witty and Risky is now closing in on 1,300 subscribers. They bring us lottery ticket scratching more than anything else. I think they do slot games on a tablet as well, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I'm still learning about the channel, but they have gotten into some shorts that have 2,600, 3,400 views and beyond, and then live streams as well. So hopefully we'll catch them for these. I've caught them before. They tend to have exciting lottery ticket scratching live streams here, and they've got another one coming up on Thursday. So hopefully everybody will catch that. That'll actually be right before Tuber Chat, about an hour before Tuber Chat. Ms. Lady Scratch, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And hopefully I haven't missed anybody. For anybody that's brand new today, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect. Please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat. And if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Sam's Vlogs, Trains and More is here as a member and a moderator, a dear friend of over 3.5 years. He comes to us from the UK where it's extremely late right now, and he's closing in on 2,000 subscribers as well. This creator brings us a lot of train videos, but they can be of the trains themselves or the stations they depart from. He could be indoors or outdoors, or taking a trip, or giving us a look around. Sometimes he gives us tips and tricks for our own train travels. And Sam's Vlogs, Trains and More has got a lot of shorts that he's put out. These bring pure variety, but some of them have gotten into 4,800 and over 5,500 views. And then when we get into live streams, we see that Sam's been bringing us a lot of outdoor content, but he also brings us indoors to get a chance to know him or to play a trivia type game or give us a Q&A, and the conversation could go just about anywhere once it starts. Again, Sam's Vlogs, Trains and More, an incredibly supportive creator. He's a dear friend, and now for over 3.5 years has been a member and a moderator, or close to it, on Tuber Chat. So let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go, or see what's going to happen. This is the first time ever we got all the way around to the last half hour and didn't have the clear the wheel section come up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for 3.5 minutes. We're going to come back with yarn again. All right, we're back and looking at yarn again. So Ms. Lady Scratch is just asking exactly how, where we get YouTube help for our channel. So the idea is that we sprinkle in a little bit of tips and tricks, let's just say, but those are based not only on my own experience, but those of us here in the chat. So we bring ideas together, discuss them, and then hopefully make better decisions for our channels of videos altogether, myself included. I learn from creators of all sizes every single day, but basically the way that things work here is we're meant to start friendships with the intention of supporting each other over the long term. And as you hear the stories that I tell, you realize some of these friendships have gone on literally beyond weeks and months to even years now. So it starts with a conversation. You can reach out to anybody in the chat. Everybody here will be willing to connect. Please don't be shy. And if you take your time, meet people one by one, and follow the instructions in our video description, you'll find yourself with new friends in no time. And the idea starts by letting somebody know you want to connect with them, then heading to their channel, supporting them in all the ways you wish they would do for you by watching a 3-minute video from beginning to end, leaving a meaningful, genuine comment, giving a thumbs up, subscribing, putting the bell on, and then coming back into the chat here to let them know you've done all that for them. And then they'll turn around and do the same thing from you. And pardon me, so Yarn Again has gotten towards 800 subscribers. They're at 744 right now. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. I'm just going to grab their latest video. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up with them a little bit. Yarn Again will give us an idea about what to expect on their channel. One of the things they do are live auctions. So when we see the live stream page, we see that these include a lot of items, and we've got a few creators that do these types of things, but these can be very exciting where they bring items up on screen and people can bid in the chat. So, you know, the conversation can go anywhere once it starts, but there's lots of different types of items to see. And obviously Yarn Again is collaborating with some familiar faces over there as well. I've got notification bells on for another couple of live streams they've got coming up, and then they've got some shorts on the channel as well, getting into 1,300 and 1,600 views and beyond. But Yarn Again's been another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter over a long period of time, and for that reason, their channel is actually about to be featured within the next few episodes of Tuber Chat. Next up is somebody who's been featured at least once, Just Jason Keto and More, is an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. He happens to be a fellow Canadian, and I had the pleasure of meeting him in person just a month ago. Hopefully we'll get together again soon, and we expect to collaborate as well when we do. Now, Just Jason Keto and More wants to help us with healthy eating and healthy living, particularly when it comes to the idea of a keto-based diet or lifestyle. He's got a lot of recipes on the channel. He's got a lot of product reviews. He can help us make a sense of the ingredients that we're going to find in a lot of products that are marketed towards a keto-based diet or lifestyle. He's got a lot of help because he brings guests on the channel that share their life experiences, their tips, their tricks, their trials, their tribulations as well. And he's got a vibrant community that wants to inspire and motivate each other. You'll find that in the chat when you get into a live stream or a premiere. He's live every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern. Once in a while, he'll bring us out for some extra content, either outdoors or an unboxing video. He is expecting to be back at Keto Palooza again this year. And forgive me, Jason, if you happen to say when it was. I wasn't watching in the chat after I mentioned it earlier. So this Keto Palooza was 4 months ago. So I'm assuming that it's going to be another 7-ish months from now, 7 or 8 months. But we'll see what Jason has to say about that. I think he already booked his tickets, he said. And then we'll get into shorts videos. Shorts on this channel show a lot of healthy looking, forgive the pun, bite-size ideas when it comes to a keto-based diet or lifestyle with some variety. But this creator as well has got a couple that have done really well. Some of these healthy-looking grilling shorts do well, getting into thousands of views, one over 6,300, and one which I've seen over 22,000. Which is entertaining. I hope everybody will watch that. He's got some more live streams. Thursday's live stream is already set to go. He usually has a subject and occasionally a guest on the stream, but incredible community of support when you get into the chat as well. And next week, we will raid into his 2,000 subscriber giveaway celebration when... and that's on the 28th. Jesse Miller Unboxings and More has got a pre-birthday stream that day, and then Tuber Chat will run afterwards, and then Just Jason Keto and More will come after us as well. Sammy Comedy, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Yes, I watched my first video from you today. There was a girl chasing you with a cucumber. I had to, I'm sure everybody will understand that I run more videos than I watch, but sometimes I put videos into a playlist and I end up running them. And the video that I ended up kind of watching and glancing at from you was in vertical format as well, so you'll know which one I'm talking about. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. My add a name section came up on the wheel. I'm going to spin again, and what that means is it's time for me to add a name to our wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged over the course of the stream, somebody we haven't seen yet. So I'm going to put Jory and Jazz onto the wheel. They'll take the place of Ghostly Winds, who's coming up right now from Australia to bring us retro video gameplay. And we'll see what they've got going on their channel right now. Ghostly Winds has 777 subscribers. They're working on 800. They're going to get there soon. They're in the middle of a move right now, so we'll see how they're going to do with content. But they did put up a video just a couple of days ago and another one today, which is great to see. I'm going to take this one, put it in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up with them a little bit. You notice the Sega and Nintendo logos, but this creator continues to introduce me to games I didn't already know of or haven't played, even though I grew up literally with these systems. So Ghostly Winds really mixes things up when it comes to that. I can tell you that this creator cares very much about their YouTube community, and those of us in the Tuber Chat family, they have gone over and above over the last 3 years as a dear friend. And I always have a good time when I catch them for their live streams as well. They got some shorts here they experiment with, and the live streams are frequent, but this creator has a lot of fun when they play, and you can basically feel that when you get into the chat. They always keep up while they're playing, but they're always having a good time. You can tell they're smiling and laughing along while they play. So hopefully everybody will connect with Ghostly Winds. They've been a dear friend of a long time, and they happen to come to us from Australia. P&J's Homestead Adventure is out supporting all kinds of creators. They're here with us in Tuber Chat just about every stream as well. And let's see what they got going on their channel for today. Lots of outdoor content from these creators. And Paula and Jason are in New York State, so not too far from me if I ever cross the border again. Like I said, I'm hoping that maybe as soon as this year I'll start making short trips, if I can, for like a couple of days at a time. It's hard for me to get away for long periods of time right now, but that's just excuses. I'm going to grab their latest video, though. They've taken down a couple of trees by the look of it. I actually had, my parents had that done at their house many years ago, and it was disastrous because they had a tree, and it was my parents' responsibility because it was on their side of the property line. And we live in the city, like it's always been in Toronto, so the houses, they're not right against each other. Their house is much older, but the huge trees that have got to be beyond 50 years old, if not 60 or even 70, or by now getting close to 100. You can imagine the size of some of these things, and the branches started to fall and get into the electrical lines and things. So they had to have somebody come and get rid of the tree. And when the truck came onto the driveway and reached a crane over into the backyard to get the tree out, destroyed the driveway. And that was a disaster. That we couldn't have foreseen. I wasn't there, otherwise I would have known. I've worked with asphalt, so I understand. But otherwise, it was just an unfortunate thing. First video that I watched on this channel is this creating a watermelon as a fish. It's quite a party trick, as a matter of fact. And they bring us both indoors and outdoors on their channel for typical homesteading content. When we get into shorts videos, we see that they've gotten into 2200, 2500, and beyond. Lots of outdoor content here. And P&J's Homestead Adventure are incredibly supportive here in the Superchat family, and I see them out supporting other creators all the time as well. Yeah, it was quite disastrous. They didn't have to replace the driveway, but it was all, you know, like this or whatever. And, you know, they ended up selling the house and this and that, but it could have been in better shape if it wasn't for that. Coastal Water is here, or was here at some point earlier. Her and her, oh, she's actually live right now. Coastal Water's been another dear friend of a couple of years, along with her husband, Backlash Fisherman. We'll look at both of their channels. Coastal Water is going to bring us a variety in content. I consider these creators from the homesteading community, although they actually do a little bit of different stuff. Now, Backlash Fisherman more so will do a lot of fishing, and Coastal Water and Backlash Fisherman together support each other wholeheartedly on their separate channels. I see she's got a new banner here, and I think that's a new avatar as well, and a new intro video. So I'm going to put that into my catch-up list, and that'll be what I see. I forgot to mention Canadian Family Life put out a new trailer, and I thought it was excellently done, because you can tell that a little bit of it was planned. They got the whole family involved. But like I said, I promised I was going to go back and watch that video because I'd run it the first time. But I went back and watched it, and I like that you had the kids. You'll see what I mean when you go and watch that thing. But I want to see what Coastal Water's done for an intro here. Coastal Water's working on 1,700 subscribers. This creator will bring us into the kitchen. Actually, her and her husband share responsibilities in the kitchen, and they both do cooking videos and streams. As well, Coastal Water occasionally will do an unboxing or take us out on a family adventure. But in her live streams, she often takes us out on the road to go about her day and give us a chance to hang out, get to know her, and keep up with the family. If we roll over these far enough, we'll eventually see Backlash Fisherman along with Panda in one of these rollovers, pardon me, or thumbnails. We see them together all the time. You'll have to take my word for it for right now. And then, like I said, cooking live streams as well from both of these creators. Shorts on Coastal Water's channel have gotten into 2,500, 3,400 views, one over 10,000, which is great to see. And then when we look at Backlash Fisherman, it's fishing first. He's a first responder. I forget to mention that all the time. Backlash Fisherman occasionally will take us on his travels, particularly with these ride-along live streams. He continues those today. He's monetized, of course. And then sometimes he does a hobby hangout or a StreamYard panel. I believe he's done cooking on live stream. I hope I'm not mistaken. And then he certainly does a lot of videos, though. And fishing, of course, in the shorts. We're going to see a lot of that with other outdoor content. These creators, both Coastal Water and Backlash Fisherman, have been incredibly supportive for a couple of years now. 6,200 views on one of these shorts, which is great to see. And then he's got a brand new video as well. Fishing here. I'll put that into my catch-up list, but you'll see he does a few different things. Where was this cooking video? It must have been a live stream. Cooking with Backlash. Where does he, here they are. Here's a bunch of them here. Yeah, of course, I'm being silly. Cooking with Backlash is a series that he's done. So it's nice to see this. These creators support each other wholeheartedly, even though they have separate channels, husband and wife, and they share responsibilities around the home and everything else. So let's spin the wheel. We got another channel in the chat. And then, yeah, Peter Dell, I still do some of that now. It's for argument's sake, light construction. We really don't work that hard. But I work on asphalt and concrete and painting lines and parking lots and stuff like that. During the good weather months, I may not have to go out as much this year to the outdoor work. But I do what I need to do. We all know construction pays, so it's definitely worth it, especially when you don't have to work that hard. And I have the freedom to be able to almost do whatever I want otherwise. of course, set my own schedule and everything. The Charles, Fort Lauderdale Garden, good to see you in the house. Monica Lynn, Alaska, my heart is here. I'm going to get them on the wheel in the second. Pardon me, we're going to go on break for 3.5 minutes. We'll come right back. Jessie Miller Unboxings and More is coming up next. We'll talk about her content. I'm going to wipe out the wheel and just put whatever members are in the chat right now that haven't been seen. And pretty soon we're going to be going over to the music channel, so I'll start getting the link ready for that as well. We're back in 3.5 minutes. All right, we're back. We're going to talk about Jessie Miller unboxings and more. Native Wildman, I just put you on the wheel, by the way. If you're leaving, that's okay, or if they've already gone, that's fine. We'll look at the channel briefly, but it would have been their turn to be on there. I wiped out the wheel. Yuri and Jazz is still on there, and Monica Lynn. Alaska, my heart is there. Let's spin the wheel right now, as a matter of fact. And one of the things I'm going to do, I'm going to get the link for our copyright-free music channel. For anybody that hasn't already seen it, all the same music that you hear in the background of Superchat is available as copyright-free music that you can use in your videos and live streams. We have a virtual nightclub running over there and a live stream that runs almost 24 hours a day, and a video game that everybody can participate in with the chat and link drops over there and everything else, and everybody can continue connecting the same way we do here. So hopefully you'll come and join us. We're going to go over there in another 10 minutes or so, I'll leave Tuber Chat running for an extra 3 minutes like I always do. Jesse Miller Unboxings and More obviously is going to bring us unboxing videos. Some of these are independent, but most of these are from monthly subscription services as well. Thank you, Karin's Life. I've got you on the wheel. She's a member and a moderator, so I put her back on there now. I'm taking the latest video that was just put up a couple of days ago from Jessie Miller. I've got that in my catch-up list so I can keep caught up with her. She posts frequently, actually. She's got a special live stream coming up next week, which will be a pre-birthday celebration on the 28th. Same day Tuber Chat's going to run, and right after that, Just Jason Keto and More has a celebration as well for 2,000 subscribers. So it's a big day, which is great. Jessie Miller Unboxings and More brings us these monthly subscription boxes, but they can involve almost anything. For those of you who've seen these kind of things before, which is probably most of us, they got boxes for everything. There could be snacks, jewelry, stickers, comic books, collectibles, barbecue sauce. You can get underwear and socks in these things, all kinds of stuff. And Jessie Miller Unboxings and More mixes them up and brings us a lot of the products in shorts as well, where they feature these. These have gotten into now 1,300 and 2,200 views and beyond. Live streams, like I said, frequent, and I've just set the notification for the birthday live stream a couple days early, but that's fine. We have to do what we have to do. Lots of people will be happy to celebrate with her. Jessie Miller Unboxings and More is an incredibly supportive creator, a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, and is somebody who has been supporting all of my channels for a long time as well. So I already spun the wheel. I'm going to put Yuri and Jazz up there. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right, and forgive me if I am mistaken. Jessie Miller also gives us an unreasonable amount of support on our music channel lately as well, for which I'm grateful while we're working on watch hours and things like that. So I just wanted to recognize that. And then, yeah, thank you, Karin's Life. I was going to send you a message. I keep missing your streams. I was on the computer. I'd had to run some errands today, so I was like on and off, on and off. Every time I would come back to the computer, it would say Karin's Life as a thing like had already streamed. There's Lori's Tech Time. We talked about her for a quick second because she started another channel for Battle Cats, which is a game that she plays frequently. So pardon me, everybody. We're going to go overtime, but my voice is just about at its end for today, so I'm going to race through the channels that we're going to talk about. I usually don't go so fast. So this is a channel that's been with us before. I've got to catch up with them. I'm just going to grab their latest video. I see that they've got a premiere coming up tomorrow as well. And let me just have a look at their About page. A couple channel. They make vlogs, cooking recipes, and they're usually together. So hopefully everybody will connect with them. It's a channel I've got to get to know. I think they've been with us a while, but it's been a while since they've been here, if I'm not mistaken. They're working on 900 subscribers. Hopefully we can push them a little bit farther. And then let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. Looks like it's going to be Monica, Lynn, Alaska, My Heart. So they come to us from Louisiana. But the idea behind the channel, Alaska in Their Hearts, of course. They share their lives with us. 222 subscribers. It's a channel I'm still getting to know. They bring us hunting and fishing, as well as, pardon me, they'll give us an idea of what to expect on the channel on their About page. And I'm still getting to know them, but they're here with us frequently. Monica, Lynn, Alaska, My Heart's been with us frequently, actually, almost every stream, I think, since we've been here. And then I'm just looking through their content right now. So they have been posting, frequently. So they've put out many videos over the last few weeks, which is great to see. Shorts on the channel as well. Looks like some indoor content, some outdoor content, and I wonder if that's a newer shorts video because I don't recognize it, but I could be mistaken. So they've gotten into 3,500, 3,600, 3,700 views on some of these, and a live stream from a few months ago, but we've got our notification bell on in case they're going to keep those up. So again, forgive me everybody for the quick race I'm doing through these channels, but like I said, we've been on for 3 hours already. I have to cap it. Native Wildman is coming up right now. We always get through as many channels as we can in a 3-hour period. But we most often can't get to every single channel, of course. Now, Native Wildman is Sean Wilson, and they give us a bit of idea of what to expect and a little bit about them on their channel. They bring us fishing, fly tying, knives, and a little bit of random content as well. I'm going to grab the latest video. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to watch another piece of content. And then they've got shorts on the channel. These have gotten into 2,400, 2,500 views, one over 5,800, which is interesting to see. And then they've got live streams as well. So these have come up to a couple months ago. We'll see if they're going to continue those. We got notification bells on for every single channel, of course, and that's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. Now, if anybody here wants to keep connecting, I'm going to drop the link again for our copyright-free music channel. Everybody can come over there. We'll go and raid together. It runs virtually 24 hours, but people trickle in and out, especially after a raid like this. People like Jesse Miller and Scratch and PPA have given raids. Many other creators have done it over the past as well, and we try to do it from Superchat just about every stream also, so we get an influx of creators over there. Gloria's Platter, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Thank you everybody for those thumbs up. If you haven't already given one, I hope you will. Lori's Tech Time is somebody who brings us electronic gadget reviews, usually from a subscription service called Gadget Discovery Club, but she also brings us a few independents. You can see that some of them have done really well. Level 203 in Candy Crush, my dear goodness. I can't remember, like I said, how high I ever got in Candy Crush, but I keep erasing everything and starting over when I play. But I love that game. I aspire, the next project for me is to make mobile games again, and when I do, it'll be the first one will be a Candy Crush ripoff. Little Ren and Bunny Tracks, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And live streams on Lori's Tech Time bring a lot of video gameplay. She plays with viewers and mixes up the games to keep everybody interested and interactive. But one of the games that she plays is Battle Cats. And I'm going to show you as well that she's got another channel now based on that. She's done a lot of shorts videos that have now gotten into almost 10,000 and almost 20,000 views. But she also is very active on the other social networks. I see her content all the time, bringing these filters from Video Leap, and she gives us tutorials on how to do those and a few other things as well. She's monetized, lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And when we get to her channel, we see Lori's Battle Cats. This is a channel she's got set up now to play that famous game Battle Cats. I think I saw it from her the very first time, but it really vibes with her audience, it looks like, so it's justified another channel. She's gotten into shorts here as well that have gotten over 1,000 views on one of them, which is great to see. So let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. Yeah, Lori's Tech Time, I've already worked on them. I've put apps on the App Store before. Some of them are still there, but they're just the most awful things, and they haven't been updated in a long time. They barely work. But the idea was to learn how to do it. So I am what you might call somewhere between an amateur to an intermediate computer programmer now, and that's just out of interest. But the goal behind everything that I do is to eventually get to a mobile game company. I think we can all agree every person on the planet has a phone in their pocket, and 99% of them have a game of some sort, right? It can be all ages. It's weatherproof, recession-proof, border-proof, pandemic-proof, and everything else. And it continues to grow year after year. So it's a big win, and I love that stuff. You know, anything where somebody's sitting for 10 or 15 minutes, they could be playing a game. Marit's Yarn and Crafts is up here as well. If anybody wants to swap playlists, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you, and you can feel free to reach out to them as well. Marit's Yarn and Crafts is an incredibly supportive creator. She's here just about every day as well. I'm just going to grab a giveaway winning video. They won a giveaway on another channel, which is great to see. They're working on 600 subscribers. They bring us crochet, sewing, drawing, painting, gardening, thrifting, and travel. And Marit's Yarn and Crafts has got shorts that have now crossed over 800 views. She's likely going to hit 1,000 very soon as she posts a few more. And then community posts get us. So community posts are an interesting thing. Thank you for asking, Gloria's Platter. So forgive the speed at which I'm going to go through this speech. community posts, let's just look at some. Forgive me, I'm going to go back to the Tuber Chat channel for this, because I set these in advance and I mix them up, but I would do a couple for us, like the music channel occasionally, and then Tuber Chat sometimes. It's not necessary now, so I don't do it all the time. Members, super chatters, other supporters. Glorious Platter's been shared out a few times as well, but almost everybody here should have been. But basically, I set these up multiple times a day. The recommendation is to do it less, but Tuber Chat is established enough that it gets enough activity that it seems to work. And it's the number one thing I'm thanked for on YouTube. But the thing about community posts is that, let me show you the way that these work. When you click on the content of a community post, you go right into the content. This is not like a social post where people interact with it. Once in a while we get some thumbs up, once in a while we get a comment, like this one for Scratch and PPA today. There's a few comments there. One of them is him replying, right? There's Xbox Quackers and Jesse Miller. But typically these don't get that kind of interactivity that kind of engagement, because people are just clicking right through to the content. So I'll give you an example of how effective these are. First of all, the number one thing that I'm thanked for on YouTube is sharing on the community tab as the host of Tuber Chat. But when we started our YouTube journey 6.5, 7 years ago, it took 6 months on the first channel I ran to get 100 subscribers, and the creator behind that channel had to sit on the phone for half an hour with a friend of 20 years to get them to click the subscribe button to be number 100, if you can imagine. So we've come a long way since then. That same creator, just 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years, started a 4th channel now, which is just for StreamYard panel nonsense, but that creator was able to get 250 subscribers for a brand new channel just with community posts on his other channels, which have not yet hit 100,000, by the way, even combined. So that's just to give you an idea of how heavy hitting community posts are. So that's what that is. Karin's Life is coming up right now. Thank you, everybody, for the time that you spent today. Forgive my quick exit. Globee's Travel is still here. I'm going to put them on the wheel, actually. We'll go through that channel, and then hopefully everybody will come over to the music channel. I've pinned the link, by the way, and I'll drop it one more time. Now, Karin's Life is working on 2,700 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. Her channel encompasses everything that is Karin's Life. She could be indoors, she could be outdoors, she could be cooking, cleaning, shopping, giving us a haul, taking us on a trip or an adventure. She also is a small business owner. Most of you know that she prints hats, mugs, shirts, like the ones she printed, the ones that I hold in my hand every day. And then anything that can be printed, Christmas ornaments, vinyl stickers, everything else. And she gives us a look at how the merchandise is made, and we can use her as a resource when it's time for us to think about merchandise for our own channels and businesses as well. Some of her shorts are doing really well. It's pure variety over here, but she's got a few getting into 17,000 views and beyond, one over 23,000 that's still getting views, and one at 77,000, which is great to see. She does a lot of live streaming. She's done some experimenting with the vertical live stream. She gives us a chance to see her working, or hangs out and gives us a chance to get to know her. She's monetized, lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And then when we look at Maritime Dash Cam, we see that this creator has started another channel for the purpose of bringing us a look at Nova Scotia from the driver's wheel, or driver's seat, if that makes sense. Let's have a look at their latest video. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. They've got a couple of shorts here already as well. These have already moved into a few thousand views, which is great. And then live streams are something they've done a few times. They're working on their first 100 subscribers, but I'm hoping everybody will support Karin's Life. She's here as a member and a moderator, but has been a dear friend of over 3.5 years. I will get to Globee's Travel, and thank you, Scratch and PPA. I don't know if the Stock Explorer is still here. Thank you, Karin's Life and our other moderators, for hanging out, because I know we're over time today. And thank you everybody for the time that you spent. Forgive me for the channels that we did not get to. We get to as many as we can in 3 hours. Some days are a little busier than others, but we're always here for 3 hours. And then we're going to go over to the copyright-free music channel right now so everybody can keep connecting. And I'll leave this live stream running for another 3.5 minutes, like I always do, so that everybody can clean up their connections here. And then Globy's Travel, thank you for the offer, but it's okay. I'm happy to talk about your channel. I'll race through it. It's a channel I'm still getting to know. You have to make sure you spell this right. Globy's Travels. Without the S, it doesn't come up right away. I made that mistake a few times. And they... Let me hit the About page here so I don't make a mistake. So they give us an insight as to what to expect from the channel, but they take us to interesting places around where they live. But they could be indoors, they could be outdoors from what I've seen so far. And then they've got some shorts on the channel as well. And these have brought in thousands of views, getting into well over 3,000 and close to even 7,000 on one of them. So hopefully everybody will connect with Globy's Travels. They've been with us just about every single stream since finding us just a couple of months ago. So thank you everybody again for the time that you spent. Forgive my quick exit. Thank you again to our moderators. I hope you'll come over to the copyright-free music channel so we can keep connecting. And then we'll be back on Thursday. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.